Podcast. Podcast and
The push.
What up, everybody, and
Beautiful.
welcome to another exciting episode of The Push,
Hey,
presented by bodyslam.net, and we are joined once again by the VIP of the show, Miss Shazza McKenzie. Hello, and thank you so much.
Hello. Thank you for having me again.
Are you kidding me? Thank you. What's going on, girl? You're basically in Australian prison right now in lockdown.
I mean, we were founded by prisoners, so it does seem to make sense that I would end up in prison.
that checks out. Yeah.
And
It does check out.
meanwhile, Cass down there, it's like a few minutes off from breaking the internet to join us and show us what's up with life and the celebrity status that you've recently attained. What's going on with you, brother?
Yeah. Man, I'm looking forward to this one because I can just talk about wrestling that I've watched and not wrestling things that people want to know from me. So it'll be fun.
What, you're not going to tell us all the scoops?
Oh, we'll talk about it. We'll talk.
This is where
we'll
you drop
recap
all
it.
the scoops.
We'll
We
recap
need
it.
all the scoops.
Oh man, everybody got real tight-lipped after everything this weekend, so nobody's giving me shit since 2 days ago. But I don't know, give it a couple of days, I'll find something else out. But yeah, everybody's locked it up, so haven't heard anything new.
I'm really happy that you haven't jumped ship on me in the past few weeks, because you've been getting offers from all over the place, and like, who the hell am I? You know what I mean?
Who are you?
You've been trying to get poached, and you're a loyal guy, and I appreciate it, because I have literally nothing to offer to this podcast. It's all you. And whenever Shazza jumps in, it's all Shazza. I'm kind of just like the mark that likes to ride your coattails. So I appreciate you keeping me along.
No, man. I mean, you got to steer the ship because I don't have the attention span to keep us directed.
We're all riding Cass's coattails at the moment.
Shit. Right now, it's overwhelming right now, man. I keep having to hit and turn my phone on mute, like all my notifications and stuff, because it's ridiculous.
Dude, your name has literally been trending on Twitter with the news that you broke. I mean, look, it's nothing new for you to be breaking news, and
this was the biggest one I've ever done, honestly.
It has been, but I think a lot of the people in the know have been following you for a long time because you have your ear to the ground, especially when it comes to AEW. You know what's going on. You have your sources, and the rest of the world is starting to figure that out, and you're starting to be looked at it in the same regard as the Chris Van Vliets, the Sean Ross Sapps, those guys, because of the news that you're breaking. And luckily those guys understand your value because of what you can provide. So it's cool to see that that's being reflected on the mainstream. And enough of stroking your ego,
man,
because we haven't had Shazza. We haven't had Shazza on in too long, and she's just sitting there being polite. But let's be honest, nobody listens to this show to hear us talk. They want to hear Shazza talk. So Shazza,
what am I going to talk about?
Well, how have you been keeping busy during COVID?
Yeah.
And during this most recent lockdown that you've been
posting
stuck with?
Pictures on Instagram and stuff, man. What else you got to do?
That's all I have to do. My life is I post content somehow. Like, even though I have no content, like, how do I create content from literally I cannot move from this area? Like, it's just, like finding some sort of routine. Like, when I started at the start of this lockdown, I started posting like the end of my workout on my Instagram story, because I thought I was going to be doing, like, I'd like post like my Fitbit, like what I did in my workout. I thought I'd be doing it for 14 days. And I was like, yeah, this is something I can do to keep myself accountable for 14 days. And now we're at day fucking 30. And I'm like, fuck, I'm in too deep. Like, I mean, it's good. It means I have to keep working out because I've made it a thing now where I tell everyone what I did on my workout that day. But now I'm like, holy crap, like, this is going to be a long time that I'm going to be doing these shitty at-home workouts. But it's, the only thing it's not the only thing I have to look forward to. I also have an arrangement of streaming services with lots of TV shows, lots of movies, lots of, great entertainment there. Our wrestling training, because obviously we can't do wrestling training. We've been doing like online Zoom wrestling training and like doing like match reviews and like promo class and like going through like you know, just the like theory side of wrestling, and you
Sure.
know how not to be a see you next Tuesday, and like you know things like that, like respect and just lots of like little things, and helping people create characters and like
Mhm.
different ideas. But like there's all this stuff we're doing, but we can't actually like do it. Like
Right.
it all just exists.
Well, and it sounds like a lot of you helping other people and getting other people over with your time and giving advice to them, not as much as you being able to get the benefit of anything. But
Yeah, it's I mean like I enjoy coaching, and I really enjoy like um especially like watching like all these young kids have like all these characters and ideas that they have, and like because I just think, oh, I had none of that when I like when I started wrestling, because I've been wrestling for like 13, 14 years.
I got to stop you.
Just like,
I got to
yeah,
stop you.
I'm sorry. I'm
No,
going to
no, no.
ramble. I'm going to
No,
ramble.
no, 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 no.
Stop
Not because you're rambling, because you're too freaking young to be talking like you're like an old hat in this business. Just because you've been in it for a while does not mean you're old and over the hill. Like, you are young as shit. You look young as shit. And the only reason why people in America aren't as why you're not on the tip of the tongue is because people have been deprived of you for over 2 years at this point. So
It's
yeah.
getting a long time. Yeah. It's like, I know I need to not talk about myself like I'm getting old, but bro, I'm 33 like next week. Like I'm not a child.
That's nothing.
But look at it this way.
Right.
No, because we got Punk at 42 coming. Daniel Bryan's what? How old's he?
According to Cass Haynes, apparently they're still in the biz.
Yeah, these old timers are coming back and still making money. So shit, man.
I know, but it's when it comes to women.
45, come on.
When it comes to women, there is exceptions to the rule, but there is still very much a rule. Like,
I mean, maybe
you see what she did there?
90. May Young wrestled until she was 90 or whatever, guys.
No. You see what she did there? It was a classic move. It takes away any ability for us to be like, yeah, but. Yeah. It's like, no. Listen here, males. You shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and it's fine that they're like, I truly hope that I get to be one of the exceptions to the rule. And I haven't quit. I haven't stopped trying. So like, I hope that I do get to have success that I want to have eventually at some point.
Look at it this way. This is a time that you've not banged up your body and haven't taken injuries. You're healing up. You've got, you're probably prolonging it a little bit because you're not out there taking time off your career by maybe possibly hurting yourself, or, working through injuries and, chipping away possible years off your career. And you got there resting up, man. You got time. You're going to be fully healed, ready to go when you do come back. So you don't have to worry about it.
Yes, 100%. And it's fine. It's just, I don't have another 10 years in me, maybe. I maybe have another 5 years in me. And it's realistic. I think that's like a realistic way to look at it. And that's fine. There has to be a life after wrestling at some point. Because like my biggest fear is becoming like, the parody of myself, like the wrestler that's like, in their 50s and still hasn't made it and is just rocking up to all those indie shows like, hell yeah, guys, those kids, like, let's do this, like, fucking whatevs. Like, I don't want to be that. Like, I want someone to tell me when it's gone too far. Like, I want someone to be like, guys, this is embarrassing. Maybe
it's just the fan in me or the bias, because you're such a friend of the show and all, but I would like to think that your stoppage is only as far as the Australian lockdown goes, and once that's lifted, then AEW is going to be like, yo, girl, come on back, because I mean they already invested so much in you.
Also they're trying to build their women's division real like heavy right now too. So I mean there's plenty of
Cass, you got left. The hookups, you've got all the scoops. I got you. Get in there.
I'll run it by him on Wednesday. I'll run it by him on Wednesday when I see him. When I see him on Wednesday, like. I mean, you were already coming in. They know about you. I met you through AEW shows.
I was gonna say, I would love to think you don't need Cass at this point. It's just like,
what are you talking about?
I can get over there now.
Yeah,
I know.
Once you can get over there, you're gold. You'll be back. You'll be there working.
I'm
I
gonna
hope.
put you.
But I will be over there as soon as I can get.
I
over
can't
there.
wait.
Good,
Yeah.
good. And I'm going to put you on the spot because what if a year from now they say, "Hey, we want you on air in the ring, but in addition to that, we want you to be a trainer and behind the scenes, and we want you long term." Would you be down to relocate to America full time?
Oh, I've been trying to relocate to America for the last 10
Okay.
years.
Hell yeah!
Nice.
Like it's all I've wanted. Like I understand that for my career, I would need to move to America. Like I've always understood that it's just a very hard process to like.
Yeah.
You need a company to sponsor you.
Yeah, you got to have a work.
I need
program
someone to sponsor me
yeah.
to do this.
Mhm.
So anyone available,
Right.
Like whoever's taking over Canyon Seaman's job, let me know, bro.
Right.
I'm cool there too. That's fine.
God.
I don't know who I'm going to email there anymore now that he's gone, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's wild because that was talked about like last month, and they all shot that down. He's not going anywhere. He's still here. Then then here it is a month later, and he's gone. So like, why even? I don't know. It seemed like everybody knew it was going to happen a month ago. So why didn't they do it a month ago? That's a weird situation.
Because he didn't know.
Oh, is that what it was?
I'd assume so. I assume he didn't know.
Yeah.
They're trying to stop you from telling him.
I
don't know.
It didn't work. It didn't work.
It didn't work. Someone had to tell him eventually.
Yeah. But yeah, that sucks, man. It's been a wild week for that too. Like
a wild week everywhere.
Yeah.
It's been a wild week.
Did you watch Homecoming today? The GCW, the second night?
I haven't watched today's.
Did you see what happened?
What happened today?
I didn't see the second night either. Break it for us.
Okay. So at the end they did Smart Mark Sterling came out to represent Zack Ryder and issue a statement to the GCW fans after winning last night, and man, they were fucking rabid.
Did he say that he's gonna?
Oh, dude, it was great. He wants to rename the GCW World Title the GCW Universal Championship. And then he like had this. He's like, I'm gonna read this statement from Zack Ryder verbatim, and it said, "Dear GCW Universe, fuck you," and that was it. He said, and that's it. And he closes it. And then he says he's going to sue everybody from last night for throwing for $500,000. And then,
hey man,
yeah,
he's got a claim. He's got a legal claim.
Yeah.
There was assault and battery,
Mhm.
and I'll tell you what. All of those people that had a license to sit in that arena did not have a license to throw projectiles and hit them. And I would take that case in a million. I don't even know what state it was, but I would take that case.
You're like ready. You're like,
oh my
after
God,
hit me up. I'm ready.
Shazza,
I'm
I'm like 2 classes away from being able to sit for the bar. And I'm hoping that my cousin Vinny's status, I can pass it in less than 6 times. So we'll see. Hopefully within the next 5 years, I'll be a licensed attorney.
But this is going to interest you, Dom. So you're going to be in Chicago for All Out Week, right?
I haven't bought a ticket yet, but you make it really hard for me.
He's going to be there. He's going to be there.
I want to, yeah, definitely.
So GCW today set up. Well, last night they set up the late night show, the 3-cup stuff that's going to be like after Rampage on Friday night, the late night like they did the 2 years ago.
Yeah, like 2 years ago
when G Raver about fucking died. So they're going to have that. They're going to have that Jimmy Lloyd and G Raver match at the show that night. But the next day, they're doing one on the 4th, and they set that up tonight. So Nick Gage came out, of course, and ran Mark Sterling off. And then here comes 440. So they all come out. And then Gage's buddies came out to save him. So it was Effie, AJ Gray, Second Gear Crew. And so it's 5-on-5 in a War Games match at the September 4th show in Chicago. They're going to do.
Okay. That's
going to be
cool.
right.
It's all
Nick Gage and
that weekend is just. I have like when All Out, like when they announced All Out in Chicago, and then like everyone announced all their indie shows. I was like, so much FOMO.
That's right.
Much, but it's okay.
But that's right in your wheelhouse because if not for COVID, you'd probably be one of the top people on the phone call for pretty much most of those cards, if not all of them.
I mean, I like to think so. Yeah, it's like a mini Mania weekend, but it's in Chicago, which is like my favorite place to wrestle. Like, it's just such a rabid like vibe whenever you wrestle in Chicago, doesn't matter what company you wrestle for, the crowds there are just insane. Like just being in Chicago for wrestling is the coolest. So that whole weekend is going to be crazy.
Well, yeah, AEW sees Chicago as being their like number 2 market, and that's like why they're going real big. I was talking about that on one of those podcasts yesterday a little bit. Is they have a lot of stuff planned for that week apparently, and they're gonna really hit Chicago hard and try to make that like solidify that to be their second home, to where like, you know, anybody that comes through there knows that like they're gonna have to compete with like AEW as being like that's their target like area. So they're going real big, and they were talking like I was hearing United Center for their next loop back through a bigger stadium.
Are they not doing United Center this next time around?
This time, no, it's at the Sears Center, or the Now Arena, which is the same one.
I was like, it's called something else now.
Yeah, but it's the same one out in Hoffman Estates. It's only like 12 or 13,000, but the United Center.
It's not where the Bulls play. Bulls play.
That's the United Center. And that one's like 23,000. So they're gonna have like, if they go there, it's twice as many people.
Okay, I gotcha.
But like last time, so after All Out last time, because All Out weekend when we were in Chicago is when they announced they were coming right back in November for the night before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
They did Thanksgiving Eve in 2019 or whenever it was, and then didn't get to do it last year. So I suspect that's when they're coming back. But that's just me guessing, totally guessing. You know, since I've heard that they're going to announce another show in Chicago with a bigger arena, I just in my mind I'm like, well, why won't you do the same thing you did about? You know, especially if you're trying to bang out that Chicago audience and that Chicago market as being so big, then just do it Thanksgiving Eve every year, you know?
Well, and that's Chicago.
That's Wednesday. That's a Dynamite. You know, it's going to be a Dynamite because Thanksgiving's on a Thursday, so every Thanksgiving Eve show is a Dynamite. You know what I mean? So,
oh my God. I just realized that Thanksgiving is on a different day every year. We don't have Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
like,
here it's every Thursday.
When you just said like it was on Thursday, I'm like, of course it's on Thursday because then Black Friday happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
the numbers change, but it's always on those days. So
it's just
like they can always just boom
it can always do boom boom.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So I see that being their plan. And I was hearing they were thinking about doing a UK tour sometime later this year, first of the year, and that just all falls in line too because I noticed that Fozzie's doing a UK tour in December.
Oh, really?
So if you got Jericho in England for like 3-4 weeks, probably a good chance they might be over there as well, especially if they're rumored to do it. And they've been trying to get over there since, I mean, shit.
They were talking about.
I don't remember which scrum it was at, but Tony, they were supposed to go over there for Fyter Fest last year, but it was pandemic shut them down and they couldn't travel, so they had to do Fyter Fest in Daly's place. But they were going to go then. So
yeah, it sucks, man.
We'll see.
I mean,
but Tony was supposed to make that announcement. He said it was coming up, and I heard it was a venue or an event announcement. So I think it's something to do with one of those, either back to Chicago or maybe plans for over there. And nothing's announced as far as tickets, I don't think, from after Full Gear through January. I don't think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think there's a gap of no ticket because like I know for media when we can apply for things, you know, I mean, there's everything every week all the way through Full Gear, and then there's nothing until January 12th for New Orleans. So I looked for tickets too. I haven't seen much. I mean, I know there was when's Boston? Is that like October?
I don't even know. I know that they're coming to Philly.
No idea.
Yeah. So I think all that stuff's before November, which is Full Gear. So I don't know if they've announced anything after that yet.
Okay. Dude, I would love to go to Chicago, but between AEW coming to Philly, I might just hold out for that show, to be honest with you. Well, but you're going to Chicago too, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be there. I'll be there all week.
And we should probably just FaceTime Shazza the whole time and just hold her up so that she can be there with us in spirit.
And pretend that can I go to the media scrum? Can you just hold me up in the media scrum? That's my dream is just to go to a media scrum.
Like Tony, Shazza has a question, and it's just me. Where's my $1 million contract?
Yeah, right.
Where's my contract? Love your work. Long time listener, first time caller. Where is my contract?
Can we smuggle you into the States? Like, can we kind of just get you in and be like, look, she passed the COVID test. She's cool. It's all good. She's already been here for 3 weeks. So what are you going to do?
She's fine. Back? Just don't tell immigration. It's fine. They don't care. Don't worry about it.
Oh, shit. I got some interesting scoops coming in on my phone right now, but I got to source them before I
talk.
I got to source them first. Is somebody like telling me things?
Yeah, you can't be telling scoops live on the podcast. You gotta make sure that shit's right.
Yeah.
But see, that's the benefit of having Cass, is that he doesn't need to source it from like 7 or 8 different people. He gets his source, he gets his secondary source, and then he throws it right out.
Not always. I do a lot more, but it just depends on how much.
Shut up! I'm trying to promote you, bro.
But you're also trying to make me. You're not saying that I only do 2 sources. I do a lot more than that sometimes. You know what I mean? Because I get like, for everything
Fair
I put
enough.
together in one piece, I might pull from like 5 or 6 different people because somebody hears one thing, but they only heard one other thing different. You know what I mean? Then everybody else hears the same thing, and then they heard a little bit else. You know, then it just kind of adds as people hear different things as I talk to them. You know, some people hear this, some people hear that, but there's a lot of overlay. You know, a lot of times.
Well,
so I'm like, okay, well,
I'll tell you what. I'm going to throw a question to Shazza and see if you can get a minute to source this out, so you can break it on the pod if you want to. But Shazza, how do you feel now that Billy and Peyton are free? They're finally free, and the world is their oyster at this point.
The world is their oyster.
Mm-hmm.
And I am very excited to see whatever they do. I haven't talked to them. I don't know what they're doing. If they had talked to them, they wouldn't.
We need to get you in contact. We need you to be the third person.
I like interact with them, but I just,
good.
you know, like I
need
to
know.
Them. I haven't said, hey, tell me what's happening with your career right now, so I can tell everyone.
Yeah. But they need to know that they're missing a piece of the puzzle with you, and that
they know.
they're a great female bromance or whatever you want to call it. But I think the trio needs to happen, and they just aren't aware yet.
Yes, I'm excited to see where they end up. I feel my hunch with no knowledge, guys, just to clarify, no knowledge, have not talked to them. My hunch is that they'll end up at Impact.
I was gonna say the same thing,
because tag team wrestling, it seems like the best place to go. I'm hoping they'll be part of this NWA Empower pay-per-view as well. Like, I think there's so many possibilities. Is there
clause over with by the time that wins? That how's that fall with their 90
days? They're free. Their 90 days is over, but
okay.
They, to my knowledge, have the same sort of issue of the fact that they are not American citizens. They did not marry Americans.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I was immediately about to say,
he's Canadian.
But he's Canadian.
And
so,
poor Pete.
So I think their stuff is a bit more complicated than everyone else that gets off a 90-day non-compete clause.
Mm-hmm.
So just from what they've said on their podcast and stuff. So, but I don't know where they're going to end up. I just know that it's probably a bit more complicated, and I get the vibe they want to do acting and stuff as well. So like they want to be. I think Impact's a good fit because they can do Impact. They can go chase their dreams with acting, and like I don't know if it was me though, if I was Billy, and I'm not Billy, I would be done. If I could say my last fucking match was at WrestleMania, I'd be done. I'd be like, cool. That's like, because what are you gonna do? Like, what's gonna be better? I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, you never know where everything could go. I mean,
you don't.
There's a lot of possibilities. You know, shit. I mean, there's Tokyo Dome is a big venue. I mean, shit, wrestling there would be huge if she ever could go there. There's a lot of options. You never know where AEW.
I know there is.
Yeah, bigger shows and bigger. I mean, obviously they're trying to do bigger buildings. So I mean, there's places, there's opportunities, but you know, they're young too. You don't want to see anybody like.
No.
I would hate to somebody's last run to be WWE, especially when there's a lot of career left, because it's like, damn, did they fucking suck everything out of them where they don't wrestle anymore?
Nobody deserves to finish in WWE.
That's how it feels to me. It's like, oh my God, they just sucked their the love for this out of them is how it would feel if they just quit.
You always want to be able to. You want to leave on your own terms. You don't want to leave wrestling when someone else has told you that you're done. I think is like the biggest thing. So, but yeah, like I have no idea what they're gonna do. I just hope that whatever they do, they're happy. They are, like I just want them to be happy. Really, honestly, more than anything, and to be able to enjoy their lives because they worked really freaking hard and like I hope that they're enjoying being able to just be at home in their giant houses with their giant pools and all their animals and being like, fuck yeah, we did this, because they came from a lot less than that.
Shit, that's anybody in the industry. I feel like if you have a heart, you want to see anybody in this industry. Like it's such a hard industry. It's you're essentially you're an entrepreneur and you're selling yourself. You're a
Creating a
salesman.
brand.
Yeah, and like you ride or die off of your own exposure. So anything like that, like if it's not wrestling, all right, how am I going to make money? How am I going to bring money into my family? You look at somebody like Summer Rae, who really made the most out of her model. I mean, she put it on her back. She's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gorgeous. I have the talent for it. I'm going to jump back into modeling. And I feel like she's been doing great things in modeling.
Oh, she's been doing fantastic.
Right?
She's like killing it.
Yeah.
She's my favorite. Have I ever told you guys this? Like, I adore Summer Rae. Like, I think she's like I got into legitimate fights at New Orleans WrestleMania weekend with my housemates because someone said she wasn't the most gorgeous girl they'd ever seen, and I was like, I will fight you. Like,
did you ever see her do the lingerie football stuff?
Yes,
was she in that?
She's in that. I think she's on the Raleigh. I think she was in the Raleigh team. When they were Raleigh.
Really?
I don't know what team.
I think she played for the Raleigh team, if there was one.
Is that still around, that lingerie league?
I don't know. But
I don't think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it is. But like, I just think she is literally the most gorgeous human I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, just bar none. Like she is my number. Like if someone said rank attractive women, I would be like Summer Rae, and then everyone.
And it's like objective.
She's gorgeous. She's just gorgeous.
Yeah, it's just like a fact of life.
I don't know. Yeah, like I will fight everyone. Like it's just no. She's gorgeous.
But to that end, I think we can all agree, Billy and Peyton are. I mean, come on. Exactly. So like.
Yes, everyone is very attractive in wrestling.
We said this before. I feel like if you're on TV, you're good looking. You know what I mean?
Well, you don't usually get to TV without being some amount of
unless they need you to be the ugly guy on TV, which there are. You know, I mean, I've seen a lot of ugly wrestlers on TV before, but
but they're
playing that part. Like
there's ugly, and then there's TV.
Look how gross I am. You know what I mean? Like
No, Cass.
No.
I'm talking about the like whose examples? Like
give us an example.
Bastion Booger.
Bastion
that guy. Yeah.
Well, don't compare yourself to Bastion Booger, Cass.
I wasn't comparing myself. I was.
You are TV ugly. Okay.
You're missing my point.
You're not ugly.
You're missing my point. I wasn't even fucking talking about me. Why are you talking about me? I feel like you're attacking me now. I was just fucking saying there's a place.
He's just letting you know that you're TV ugly.
I appreciate that. I get that.
I just don't want his head to get too big because he's had a great week, and I just want to make sure that he
he's
stays
just reminding
grounded.
you. You're TV ugly.
So I mean,
he responds positively.
This guy's been on TV before. This guy's been on TV. He's, you know, I mean, there's places for
fucking
ugly people on TV.
Is he not ugly.
Shazza, have you ever heard?
I'm just trying to find other people. Hold on. Oh, you talking about Z-Man? Are you gonna try to talk? Give me
I was gonna say, have you ever heard Cass's Z-Man story?
No.
Cass, can you please tell her about Z-Man?
What?
I don't like him. I tried to.
All right. Yeah.
I tried to fight him one time.
There was a wrestler from the '80s named Z-Man. He's got a problem with him. While I've been in Kansas City, I saw there was like a Z-Man sandwich or something. So there's a T-shirt from like the Z-Man down here.
Z-Man's
barbecue. It was like a popular Z-Man's barbecue. So I had to take a picture and be like, and send it to him because he hates Z-Man.
He does.
But I'm done.
I remember.
Oh, you've heard this?
I think I have.
He tried to bang my mom, bro.
Yeah.
He speaks for himself.
He said, just leave him in the car or something. He can put him somewhere.
Leave him in the
fucking kidding me?
Fine.
I'm like, it's 1991, 92 at the most, because he wasn't even fucking around back then. My parents split up in 92, so I know my mom would have taken me after that. So I know for a fact it was like 91. This motherfucker, should I leave him in the car or something?
Now I feel bad for asking him to talk about it.
No, I don't care. I talked about it the other day. And somebody was like,
but I love your mom,
me about this the other day.
Cass, I love your mom. I feel like I'm always trying to keep you from cursing just for her benefit.
No, she loves you. She's like, do you still do the podcast with Don? I was like, no, I don't. But Dom, I
do. Nah, he sucks. Like, he decided to just peace
that's
out.
What I meant. It's like, that's what I meant. I was like, yeah, all right.
Well, tell Mrs. Haynes I said hello, and I miss her.
I will. The other day, she cracks me up, man. She's fun. She loves wrestling to the point to where like she just texts me constantly about it. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's funny. She's like, are you watching it? I'm like, yeah, I'm watching it. And then she just wants to.
Yeah.
She loves it so much. It's fun.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's who took me. That's how I got.
No, that's the best.
Right? Yeah, I think that's awesome. My family,
awesome.
like my whole family.
She wants to go to the SmackDown or whatever Super Show in Charlotte. She's like, "Are we going?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna go
Yeah,
to
you
that."
should take her. That'd be
Aw.
cool.
Yeah, no,
That'd be
she
cool.
goes to. She would go to like indie shows with me a lot too, and she loved that shit. She
Just
has a lot of fun at those.
make sure that she dresses down because you don't want her to get hit. It's one thing to get hit on when
Man.
you're 10. It's another thing to get hit on when you're 36.
Dude, when I was a
I
kid, my
heard
mom was
that-
the most embarrassing person to go out in public with. We went to like my first ever concert was Van Halen when I was like
Oh,
fucking
nice.
7 or 9 again.
Wait,
Same-
which
same
which
time.
Van Halen?
It was David Lee Roth. It wasn't David Lee Roth. It was Sammy Hagar. So
That's okay, dude. I love Sammy Hagar. I don't know why
Yeah,
people
you
hate
know,
on him so
it's fine.
much.
But man, I remember my dad loves the story. He's like, my mom was standing on the chair, like pumping her fist, and I was just like, "Can you get down? You're embarrassing me." So my dad's like, "Yeah, get down. You're embarrassing me too." So, because my mom's short. My mom's like not even 5 foot tall, hardly, and she's a tiny little thing.
Yeah.
So she had to
She
get
gotta
in the
get
chair
on the
to see.
chair. I get it.
Yeah, but I was little. I'm like,
understand.
That's
what
like
are
my
you doing?"
I
girlfriend.
understand.
No, it's like my girlfriend. We call her Shorty because she's so tiny. In fact, she's passed out.
I stand
on
on
the bed right now.
chairs. I stand on chairs. I stand on tables. If I need to see something, I'll stand on something. It makes sense.
I actually,
It's fine.
so pulling back the fourth wall. I think she's staring right now. But by the way, Shazza, my girlfriend is a huge fan of you. Of all the episodes that we've done, her favorite episodes are the ones with you. She loved the one episode where we're doing the intro and you're dancing along with it. And she loves how you call us boo boo because she calls us boo boo too. So she's like, "Oh, what's up?"
You do you, boo boo.
Yeah, she's passed out right now. But if she stirs, I might bring her over to say hi to you.
Yay.
I was excited today. I found a Kenny Omega. The only action figure in the entire Walmart was one Kenny Omega AEW figure, so I had to buy that. I've been slowly buying as many as I can, and I was excited today. It's a good find. It was a good find today.
I keep telling this schmuck to save his money so he can come up to Philly and visit me, but he's like, "Nah, you're not nearly as fun as a bunch of action figures." And I get it because
I won't open. And I bought this Vader one because this is the Vader that beat the shit out of the Z-Man at Great American Bash 1990 in his debut match.
That's your favorite Vader.
That's what that is. That's my favorite Vader. And I got Vader on my leg. So if I got Vader tattoo right here, the Vader bomb. So I've got to have that, right?
You know what? I don't know if you've shown it off yet, but Shaz, are you a horror movie fan at all?
I got this guy today or yesterday.
Okay with horror movies.
I was gonna say he just threw it out there, but he's got a wrestling sleeve on his leg and a horror movie sleeve.
Yeah,
wow, you do. You got,
my friend did that one.
Jason and everything.
I got the Freddy glove, but my friend, she did this one the other day. She's an apprentice here in town, and she did that one for me, and she banged out this Freddy glove a couple months ago.
The Freddy one's cool, but honestly, I love that Jason.
I really like them.
Or not Jason. I'm sorry, Michael Myers. I don't know why I said Jason.
Michael Myers. The Michael Myers one is cool.
I can't wait for the new movie next
Halloween Kills.
Yeah,
dude, I know. Did you see the trailer for it?
Yes.
So good. Shazza, did you see the most recent Halloween movie that came out maybe like 2 or 3 years ago?
No.
More.
I was really into it when I was like a teenager, and
then you grew out of it like a normal person.
Well, it's just like once like I had lots of interests, and then when I was like 16, I found wrestling, and then my brain couldn't be interested in more than one thing.
Yeah,
my brain was like,
that makes sense.
Hello, there's all this wrestling stuff you have to watch now, and I was like, ugh. Everything else.
I'll tell you what, I know exactly what you mean. I have like 2 or 3 interests that I'm all in on, and everything else that I used to love is like I'm in a bubble, and maybe 4 months ago was the last time I checked in on anything. It's wrestling, law, and like shit, that's it. Honestly.
I was gonna say, you watch the news a lot. You always are talking to me about the like politics and the news and stuff. So you're up on current events.
That's not like a
My news
That's
is
just
bullshit.
being up on current events. That's just being aware of what's happening in the world.
You're talking about I don't check up on things. Like, you check up on the news. I don't check up on the news. I have no fucking clue what's going on. If people don't tell me, no clue. I'll even look at the weather. I'm like, is it raining?
Yeah.
And people are like, yeah, it's fucking gonna rain for 4 days. I'm like, why? Like,
Dude,
that's
oh my god, I check the news every day.
I don't at all. I'm the worst.
I love it. I'm like, refresh what's happening on news. Yep. I need to know. I need to know what's happening in the world.
Yeah, no. Well, and you know what? I'm a big fan of BBC. I love going on BBC and looking at the national headlines for different countries. But the local.
Oh, that's fun.
Well, I'm a Model UN nerd from way back in high school. So like I've been going on BBC just to, for research from way back, and it's just the nerd in me. But the local news and even the national news just depresses me. I can't watch it, especially the evening news. I feel like if I watch the evening news before I go to bed, I have nightmares because, especially in Philly, I don't know how and Shazza, I think,
yeah.
but gun violence is just so ridiculous. Literally every day in Philly, there's like a handful of kids, literally kids under 25 that are getting shot dead as innocent bystanders. And honestly, at times like that, I think of you and I think, man, at least in Australia, they have good gun control laws. And like, yeah, there's detriments to that because there's, more stabbings and this and that. But like, I just wish I lived in a world where it wasn't easy for every kid to just get a gun and shoot someone before they think about it.
Yeah. It's a lot harder to stab someone than it is to shoot them. Like, you have to get a lot closer.
And exactly. I think
stab sucks.
Neither
I can imagine.
I got stabbed in the leg once. It sucked. Yeah, that was not fun.
I have never been stabbed. Knock on wood.
Yeah, I was gonna say knock on wood. Let's hope you never do.
You don't want to. You don't want to.
Not looking forward to ever being stabbed.
I was breaking up a fight. My friends were gonna stab each other. I'm like, you fucking idiots! And I went there to try to break it up, and I caught one in the kneecap. Like,
sounds like you need better friends, buddy.
Yeah, that was like,
dude,
different
you should have
friends.
seen it. You should have seen it afterwards. Then they got mad. They're like, look what you did to Cassidy. They started then they got upset and they started crying. And that was I was like, just stop fucking crying. I'm gonna go fix my leg. We didn't mean to do that, brother. We love you. And I'm like, I get it. It's fine. He's like, you're an asshole. It was like it was terrible. They live
either way. My point stands. Your friends suck. Move to Philly.
They were shitty friends. I mean, I don't know if
it wasn't.
I
was gonna move to Philly, get shot, but
they were like trying to get each other. They weren't like gonna get me on purpose. They were just like, I got caught in the crossfire.
They shouldn't be trying to stab anyone.
That's what I said, right? That's what I was saying.
It's just,
bro, I live in the mountains.
Ixnay on the stab.
Everybody has knives up here in the mountains. It's like I'm in the woods, man, in the sticks. It's like everybody's got knives on their hip. It's fucking ridiculous.
I've been trying to get
where I'm at, people carry guns like it's crazy too. Like it's nothing.
Yeah. I've been trying to Shaz, I've been trying to get Cass to move up to Philly and move in with me for probably all of 2021. Like
you don't even live in the same house anymore.
Okay.
You live there.
Whatever. If so,
you moved out.
Irrelevant.
You moved out. I'd come up there and live by myself.
I want to live in Philly. I will move to Philly. I love Philly.
Philly's
my favorite place.
Open invitation. Offer always stands. You always have a place to stay. Even if neither one of us are living there, we still own the house. House is still there. Yeah, open room. Studio B is always open for you.
Dude, Dom invaded the studio yesterday. Did you see that?
No. Toph invaded the studio.
Oh, yeah. No, that's right.
I'm Dom.
You're Dom. Who are you? You're Dom.
I was like,
Who are you, bro?
Well, we have a few different podcasts that are under the Body Slam umbrella. One of which is a good buddy of mine, one of my best friends that also lives in Philly. We actually did a show together, and then we split. So I started with Cass, and he did his other show, but it's called The Jabronis. And while I'm away, I'm in Kansas City right now, but I live with my girlfriend now, and we have a dog, 2 cats, and a turtle. So he lives right across the street from her. So we were asking him. Yeah, I moved the turtle in turtle's in her house now too. But we asked him to, just feed the pets and check in. And of course he had to take a picture in front of the studio and throw some shade. But
no, he did the whole podcast yesterday from the studio. What are you talking about?
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I didn't watch it. No, I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
I literally sent you a clip of it while he's in the studio and you were commented on it.
I love that.
You tweeted on yesterday when you were talking shit in our there was a clip of the show, and he's literally in your bedroom in that clip.
Awkward.
You didn't even notice that he was in your room.
I didn't. You know what? I must have listened to it without looking at it, because I definitely listened to it, and I was cracking up. And you guys, who the fuck goes to Kansas City for vacation?
Yeah, that was me. Dude, Kansas City's gonna hate me now. I'm gonna be booed in Kansas City.
We were sitting in the game, and I saw it, and I played it for Sam too. We were cracking up, but I didn't notice that he was actually in our bedroom.
Yeah, he was in your room. He was in your room. Yeah, he was trying to give away. He was trying to give away some of the stuff that was on the wall too. To
that son of a bitch! That's my gimmick. I
He
said,
was like, "There's some stuff on the wall if anybody wants it." And he's like, "Just get in the chat, drop it in the comments. We'll give away some stuff." So
so
yeah, he's gonna give away your memorabilia.
before I went MIA for 6 months solely to be able to hold on to the Push Podcast title and keep it from you, Shazza,
Okay.
I had an idea where it was going to be like a giveaway, like win Dom shit, and it was like all the autographs and the random action figures that I had on the wall. It was like, hey, if you tag us, do this, do that, you'll win my shit off the wall. Apparently, Toph is just pulling it down and just throwing it around.
He's just gonna give it away.
That's what
no
I
one's
get.
winning it.
That's what I get for going to Kansas City.
That's what you get going on vacation. No one gets to go on vacation.
I was trying to
rules.
corner you the other day because I couldn't get you to do a show for like 2 weeks with me. I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking Shazza, you're doing it. He's not gonna disappoint you. He disappoints me daily. He won't disappoint you. And then what do you do? What do you do? And then what do you do? What'd you do? You went to sleep. You went to sleep on us. She's like, "Where's Dom?" I'm like, "He's sleeping," and he woke up at like 11:45. Like, I just woke up, man.
And then you told me to harass him too, and then I felt really bad, so I just said, "Wake up." I was like, I don't want to really like.
Because I felt bad. It was like Cass can text me and be like, "What the hell?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, all right, I'll talk to you tomorrow."
I was like, "You got to text him because he's gonna be like, oh shit, I really let everybody down."
So I was literally.
No, you didn't. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I was literally laying in bed and I was like, "Oh shit, Sam, Shazza just texted me telling me to wake up," and she was like, "Oh my god, no."
I was like, "Yes,"
but see, she feels bad when I let Cass down, and it's like, so she's.
I don't care. I'm like,
well, now I need to worry because a few weeks ago,
you let the whole team down,
right? But a few weeks ago, it was easy for me to be like, I'll catch you next week. Now, I mean, Shazza, obviously you're always a hot commodity, but now Cass is a hot commodity too. And he's got like half a dozen people hitting him up every day for a podcast. And I'm like, oh, if I don't get on my game, I'm going to lose this guy.
Well, we gotta milk him.
I have nothing.
I've never experienced anything like what's happened in the last week. Like I was showing Don like a tweet I got last night where it's like, it would mean the world to me if you followed me. I'm like, oh, I got you, big dude. I hope you feel better. Like, oh my god.
And you know what, Shazza, you know what
you're a better person than me because when people message me, tweet me that, I go, yeah, cool, bye.
He's like, I'm have kidney disease. I hope you'll help me feel better. I'm like, bro, I hope you feel better.
Okay.
Yeah, good looking out, buddy. I hope you feel good. Everybody follow him. I don't go shit, man.
For the record, it's got to be different for a girl. Like every once in a while, I see you post something and I see the comments, it just pisses me off.
Oh god!
But I love the comments.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do.
Like it's hilarious.
Right.
Like I have to laugh at it because if I otherwise I just get offended and then it's I never post anything or I have to turn off comments.
Well, I love when you fire back.
2 minutes of it before. Yeah, that's funny. It is funny.
But Cass it's different for. I don't know. I mean, we're not celebrities. We're not girls. So
I mean, Cass is.
Cass is. No, Cass, you're a celebrity now. I would say maybe as of like 2-3 weeks ago, you were like like people in the know knew you, but you weren't a celebrity. Like you're a straight up celebrity now. If people are hitting you up being like, "Hey man, can you please follow me?" It would make my day. That's celebrity status. But honestly, Shazza, the coolest thing about Cass is that like. People don't know this about him, but his heart is like 10 sizes too big.
I'm like the Grinch. People don't know it, but yeah, I appear angry and cranky and crotchety all the time, but I'm a softie. Honestly,
and like he won't say it unless I do, but that tweet to him probably meant as much to him as it did to the guy that was treating. You know,
it was amazing. I almost cried. It was amazing. Honestly,
I'm just a dick, and I'm just like,
no, you're not. No, you're not. You're a woman.
You've probably had a lot more of that too since you.
Yeah, so you got to keep your guard up a little more.
Yeah, this is like new to me, so I'm like, oh, it's all fresh. But eventually, I'll be like, yeah, fuck you, buddy. But for right now, I'm like, hey.
I go, give me $5 and then I'll follow you.
Right. I'll tell you what.
Actually, that's what you said to somebody the first time we were talking and hanging out. Is we were sitting there talking and standing there by the bar, and some dude came up and tried to interrupt our conversation. Like, "Hey, I'm not working. It's $20. You can go see me at my table or whatever." And I was just like, "That is awesome." I was like, "Oh shit!" And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'll see you later," and just walked off.
That's awesome. I don't remember
he
that.
Just like totally came up and was just started like trying to interject and talk and like, "Hey, will you just trying to get your side stuff?" And you were just like, "No, you can come see me at my table."
Yeah, I'm not signing things here. That's not
Yeah, I mean,
the
you're there to
deal.
make money doing signings. So I mean, it's like, dude, nice try. I get that. Like, it was good effort on his part, but it cracked me up. I was like, oh shit. Good
But that's
stuff.
part of what I mean too, is like you're so exposed to that all the time and it gets old.
Yeah.
But for someone like Cass, it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, man, you want a picture? Yeah, sure. Can I take 2 pictures? Do you want an autograph?
And
Do you want my address?
not
I'll
like,
sign everything.
there's
Yeah.
also probably no creepy intent when people are asking me for a picture,
Yeah.
as
Right,
it would be
right,
like if
exactly.
guys like, hey, can I get a picture?
Yes.
It's different with you as a woman than it is just me. I mean, there's so that's one thing too.
It's probably a bit different, but you never know. Maybe
Yeah,
it is a bit.
you never
Hey,
know.
I want a picture. Hey, with you. You don't know.
I
You
would
don't know what
carry
they're
it away.
thinking.
I'd be like,
You don't
whatever,
know
dude.
what
I'm
they're
dumb.
thinking.
I don't know. I'm like, hey, whatever, buddy. Do it.
Honestly, let's hope that sooner rather than later we can all be in one spot again and get one, so that we don't have to just
Yes.
screenshot what we got
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on right here, right?
Yeah. So I
Guys,
saw. Did you watch any of the New Japan stuff this weekend, Shazza?
no, I didn't.
about
I was
you,
going to
Val?
ask about
Nobody?
GCW, but let's
I
get
mean,
into that because I didn't see anything. Tell us.
Did you?
Did I watch my best friend not my best friend, my coach, my love of one of my best friends in the entire
That's where
world.
I was going with this.
Yes, of course I did. I like when he hit the fucking
Nice.
450 and then put it on. I was like,
Oh,
oh wait. I was like, oh,
it's like it's happening.
he's actually.
I was like, fuck, is it
it's
gonna
like
happen? That's exactly what I thought.
It was like 30 seconds before. I was like, no, like that's his like fatal finish. Like that's like, he's like,
That's
this is
the
it.
kill shot.
Like
Yeah.
that's what.
It was a good match too.
Guys,
It
I'm
was a good
clueless.
match.
What the fuck are you guys talking about?
He won the.
And I'm sorry, Mrs.
I-
Saints, for dropping the
Sorry,
F-bomb. I
sorry.
apologize, but
He,
what are you guys talking about?
Robbie
Eagles.
Oh,
he won
okay,
the
okay.
IWGP Junior Heavyweight.
Yeah, first ever
Very
Australian to
cool.
hold the title.
First,
Okay,
yeah,
very cool.
very
It was a very
exciting.
big moment. He was
Like,
crying. He cried in the ring afterwards. It was big for him, man. It was good to see.
Man, it's big for all. Like when he says like he almost didn't get on that plane. Like because like to get out of Australia right now, you need a government exemption that proves that you are living in another. And so you can leave if you're living in another country, or you have to go for critical work or whatever. And he went to the airport for his flight, and they rejected him and sent him back. And he had to go through a whole bunch. Like he literally didn't get to Japan. Like
Jesus.
like because it's really like he had the flight, he had everything.
Yeah,
got there, and they were like, yeah, no, this isn't a good enough reason to leave the country, so no.
Oh shit.
And he had to like go and like apply for everything all over again, and then like
damn.
Just like he nearly didn't get to go, and then when he gets there, he has to do 2 weeks quarantine where he can't leave the dojo. Like,
see, that blows my mind. If somebody wants to leave the country, who the hell are they to be like, oh no? If the country that's taking you is okay to receive you, then who the hell is Australia to be like, no, you're not allowed to leave?
I can see him not wanting you to come back because you're trying to.
Yeah, it's because if you're like you can leave if you're never coming back, but if you intend to come back, like he has a house here, he has a wife here, like he's gonna come back.
No, I get that. I totally get that.
So they don't let people leave because there's still thousands of Australians stranded overseas because we only let like 1,000 people into the country every week. So like. And that's like of everyone. Like, so if he gets on a plane, like if he's taking a plane from someone that's been waiting 18 months to get home.
That makes sense. I got that.
And also like flights are like thousands and thousands of dollars at the moment. So it's like, can you afford to get this plane back home? Like if we let you out of this country, are you going to come trying to get like seeking asylum to like get payment for these flights to get back into the country? Like, it's just a whole bunch of it's a very messed up system right now. We love it. We're locked here. It's fine.
Honestly, and especially with this much time having passed, it's like how are you guys? It's because
we're not vaccinated. We did not purchase the correct vaccine. Okay. We fucked up.
Which one did which one did you get? Which one did Australia get?
We got the AstraZeneca.
Okay.
The one that gives you blood clots and kills you.
I thought that was the Johnson & Johnson.
Maybe we don't have that.
Yeah,
okay, because that's the one. That one was doing that too, wasn't it?
Maybe.
I think J&J had. It was like, I'm not even. Yeah, I don't know.
That was the one shot one.
There was an issue with it.
That's the one.
Oh, you got J&J? Yeah, my sister-in-law got J&J too.
I had to because it was the one that can get one shot of it, and it just takes 2 weeks from when you take the shot before you're like clear
Right.
or whatever.
Clear, yeah.
And it was when I was going, I got mediated for Double or Nothing, and they're like, oh, if you have the vaccine, then you're good, but if you don't, then you have to wear a mask. And I figured they'd probably be putting them in the back too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you kind of have a spot away. So I was like, I don't want to be I don't want to be in the back. I got to be right up front with like where I always am, like front and center in front of Tony. So I went and got the vaccine. I was like, okay, if I get this one, I got 3-4 days before I get to Double or Nothing, I'll be good. So I just did that one and hoped I didn't get a blood clot and die before I went. But here we are. So we're
Knock on wood.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
But our government just ordered too much of the wrong vaccine, so we have a little bit of Pfizer, like very little.
What was going on yesterday that you shared the other day where that guy was protesting and screaming? Well, I was so confused.
Because they're protesting that we're in lockdown.
Okay.
So because they don't want to be in lockdown or whatever, but like what doesn't help being in lockdown? Creating a super spreader event, and therefore more cases,
right.
And therefore us being in lockdown further. Like that doesn't. Protesting the lockdown isn't going to make the government go, well, shit, you're right. I have made a horrible mistake. You are now out of lockdown. Thank you.
Touche, citizen. Touche.
You got us.
Yes, they really showed us.
Well played, taxpayers.
When you were like, oh, y'all are in festivals and we were in lockdown, I was like, oh, shit, there's a lot of festivals going on right now. When you were talking the other day, when you saw that at Rolling Loud, I was like, oh, man.
Oh, my God. When I saw Rolling, like just even seeing all like.
Yeah, visual was great, wasn't it?
Just everything. It was just crazy. Just seeing so many people in arenas, like from like Money in the Bank and SmackDown returning and like, fuck it, just like even Slammiversary. I was like, oh, my God, there's just. Like your lives
Double
are just
or Nothing,
back on track.
They were sold out. Double or Nothing was completely sold out from
it's
top
just like everyone's
to bottom.
lives are just back to normal, and I'm like, cool.
Yeah,
love this.
I feel guilty just being
but
able to travel.
I am vaccinated. Just so we're clear, I am vaccinated. So if you do want to let me out of this country somehow, and you want to pay my government off, and like I don't know,
bring her in.
Give me lots of money so that I can move country. I am vaccinated.
We're working on it. We don't have money.
We're working on it.
We have places to stay.
And I have not died yet from
exactly. Let's try to get Cass is probably the man for this. We'll get our own homegrown grassroots promotion going, and we'll book Shazza as the chant. We'll get her over here.
Of course.
Yeah, I know people in North
the unbeatable chant.
Yeah.
See if you can come over as the Push Podcast champion.
She's got the title still done. Did you ever send it to her, or did you decide?
No, because I pulled a straight up heel move, and I think whatever she was the champ. She was the champ. And
I was the champ.
I won it back in whatever like Backlash or whatever came before Royal Rumble, and then we got her picks, and we also got Trevor Outlaw's picks for Royal Rumble, and then we never did a preview show, and then I fell off the face of the earth for 6 months with the title.
Mad. I was so mad about Royal Rumble. Because of your fucking
pool. You got to tell you about that.
Oh, listen to this bullshit.
Hold on.
Set it up. Tell her about your pool first of all. Tell her how the pool goes, because
I'm not a big gambler, but I love having a party and like a
sweepstakes.
Yes, for the Royal Rumble, and I like doing it.
100%.
And I love doing it in a way where there's no, like, you don't need to know what's going on. So everybody who's there, whether you're a wrestling fan or you're just there to hang out, you pick numbers out of a hat.
Yes.
And that's 100%. How it goes. So everybody has an even chance. Go ahead, Cass. You can tell the rest.
So you did it, what was it, $10 a spot or something like that? There was like
no, it was high stakes. I made it $50 a spot. No, I made it $100 a spot, $1,000 total.
It was $1,000 total on the line. All right.
Right. 10 spots available.
So everybody spots. And so everybody got 3 picks.
You played everybody Rumble.
Got. Yeah.
Everybody got this is the first year where I did high stakes. Usually it's like $10 a person, $20 a person.
Yeah.
But this year I did it $100 a person, or people were splitting, so they would like go in on it. So it would be like 2 people putting $50 each. And the way I do it is to make sure everybody gets 3 picks fairly. Everybody gets 1 pick from 1 to 10, 1 from 11 to 20, and 1 from 21 to 30, so that nobody's stuck paying $100 for like 3 mid picks, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Cass.
Yeah. So, what did we draw? Did we draw on Sunday? We drew on Sunday. We draw on Saturday. drew on Sunday.
No, it was that. Yeah, it was Sunday. It was earlier that day.
All
on
right, so
Sunday.
Saturday, you notice that they announced numbers 1 and 2 on Saturday, and they announced they announced Randy Orton at number 1 and Edge at number 2 on Saturday. Picks 1 and 2. And the year before, so we could trade picks. So the year before, I traded for pick number 1 because I wanted Brock Lesnar, right? So trades are optional or available, so I could have traded if possible. But so we draft or we draw the picks. I get pick 2, so I've got Edge. I'm fucking excited because I'm like, Edge is going to win this year. I already knew that's who I wanted. I was going to get that pick regardless. So I'm like, Edge has got 2. That's what I drew. When the fucking Rumble happens, they switched it the fuck up and they made him come out number 1 after he announced him as number 2 yesterday. I would have fucking tried to trade for pick number 1. I would have been mad. I was mad as shit. I'm like, I would have. What the fuck? I would have gone for pick 1 and offered everything. I'll trade you everything I've got. I'll trade you all my picks for pick 1. That's all I wanted was Edge. I would have tried whatever I could to get pick 1. I was so fucking mad. So literally, I watched $1,000 just fucking
for $1,000. Yeah. Like people
because
get
of
real
fucking
heated
WWE
when we
decided,
do it
wait a minute,
for $5.
Right. Dude, like,
but
Shazza, like 2 weeks later,
they announced it. They announced it, and it's there, and then they just changed their fucking mind. They had to fuck up shit in Vegas too, right?
I think that's the only reason why they did it. Like, why announce, oh, he's number 1, he's number 2, and then flip it if not for just that purpose? Because they wanted fucking Edge to be the winner out of number 1, and they realized it's not the same if he wins out of number 2. Yeah. But
even though they're both in the ring at the same time, the match doesn't start, and it's really technically no difference between 1 and 2 statistically.
It's the same.
But for like 2 or 3 weeks after the Rumble, I'd text him. I'd be like, yo, what's up, man? How you doing? He'd be like, still pissed about that Rumble. I can't believe it.
So mad. I was so mad.
Don't fucking talk to me.
I'm still hot. I'm
the Rumble.
Mad. I got mad about it. Fucking pissed me off.
Guys, let's talk about GCW. I know, Cass, I know you watch it. Shazza, do you get the chance to watch night 1?
I didn't watch all of it. I only watched the main.
The Cardona match.
Same.
Yes.
Dude. But my God, right?
That crowd when Gage came in too.
It
that
was,
mosh pit. He had to fight his way to the fucking ring. And the Cardona, man, how about him getting the way he's got the crowd, like
it's just beautiful. It's like he's just playing his role so perfectly, and he knows so perfectly what he's doing. It was beautiful. Like, and he did everything. Like he proved his chops or whatever in deathmatch wrestling or whatever. Like he didn't bitch out of it all. Like he took it all. So
he took it all, and it was rough.
Yeah, like
it's hard for me to watch a deathmatch. I say the same thing about UFC. Like it's competitive, it's fun to watch, but at the same time, it's hard to watch because you see people just getting destroyed. And
which was on last night too. And Dillashaw in his return got hit right here and got cut right on the inside of his eye. It was just in his fucking eyeball all night, dude. He was just trying to get it out of his eye. It was gross.
Was that his comeback from
that was
like
his comeback?
Yeah,
from being gone for a while, and he fucking won. I don't think he should have won that fight either. Yeah, the judges gave it to him, and I think it sucks for Sandhagen because he was number 2. He's ranked 2. He was up next for a title fight too. Right. Now.
But let's get back to GCW. What's up next for Nick Effing Gage? Do you think
Wednesday night he wrestles Jericho?
No, I
Wednesday
get that.
night he's going to wrestle Chris Jericho. The GCW champion is not jobbing to Chris Jericho on national TV.
No,
they were getting that belt off him. So he.
But after Nick Gage faces Chris Jericho, what's next for Nick Gage? Does he jump back to GCW?
Yeah, he's got War Games. He's got War Games in September, man. That company's built. That company is built to make
around him. No, I totally get
literally, that's the point of this company. Really, was to make Nick Gage a fucking star. I think
100% understand.
I mean, it's Brett. It's his best friend owns the company.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
And so the whole thing is just around Nick Gage to make him a fucking star. And look what it's done. It's done it. It took years, and it took like Joey Janela's spring break and these kind of things to help. But man, he's a star. He's a star right now.
But look, that being said, AEW has shown that they are totally cool with their talent going to other promotions or bringing in talent from other promotions for a long stretch, whether or not it be a permanent thing or not.
I think it's just a one-off. I think
he
could come back, but I think it's a one-off right now. You know what I mean?
I think it's a one-off.
I think it's a good opportunity to see how marketable he can be. You know what I mean? Like what happened with Eddie Kingston. I think Eddie Kingston was a one-off too. Yeah. And then here he is. He turned that into a fucking job.
Exactly.
And So did there was somebody else too. I want to say that did that.
Ricky Starks.
Ricky Starks during the
was a
pandemic.
one-off.
Exactly. Ricky Starks was a one-off, and then he fucking just stole the show again. And Tony was like, "Your money." So there's a chance. You never know what can happen.
Yeah.
As a Philly boy,
and even if he does get signed, he can still do GCW all he wants to, because Joey Janela did a death match today. The fucking, by the way, watch that. That was fucking nuts too. Him and Atticus Kogar in a death match today. Yeah. All right. So Joey's first spot of the fucking match, they got the big glass panes in the corner. You know what I mean? Before the match even starts, Joey's like not paying attention or something before the bell rings, and as soon as it rings, like ding ding ding, Kogar like knocks him through the glass, and he like hits it, and he fucks his arm up because it like hits the rope or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, he's cut bad under here, and he's like, oh fuck, and you see him pulling glass out of his fucking arm, and then they kind of cut. And the next time you see him, he's got duct tape Sabu style. So he had to tape his fucking elbow or his arm shut. So I was like, God damn, Joey.
That's what I mean. I respect it, but I don't need to see it. Like, I don't need to see you bleed out in the ring for me to be entertained.
God, there's another spot I need to tell you about. That wasn't even the fucking craziest one.
Really?
They had the barbed wire fucking net. They do the like wire it up like that. Kogar did the like the white noise, the fucking move that Sheamus does.
Yeah.
Through like that, a reverse, like kind of like sideways Samoan drop.
Dropped him into the fucking the barbed wire or whatever. Dude, Joey hit his head on the wood, got tangled up. They had to cut him free. Kogar just ripped himself out.
When you've got hair, I don't know what you're doing jumping into barbed wire.
His pants and boots and shit it was all tangled up into his pants and gear to where they were like cutting it out of his boots and shit. It was fucking crazy.
Because I've used barbed wire once in my life, and I don't even know. I think I got hit in the back with it, and like the smallest part of my hair got caught in it, and I was just fucked. I was like, cool,
Dude,
cool.
I remember,
there goes my hair.
That Raven match.
Let's just fucking cut this off. Like,
you remember where they had to?
I've only had to climb. I've only had to climb over barbed wire. I never had to actually get hit with barbed wire.
I've fallen into barbed wire before and gotten gigged up in it, and it fucking sucks. So yeah, like fuck that.
It does.
Yeah. But yeah, like I was watching that today. I was like, God, I hope Joey didn't get his hair caught like Raven did. Remember back in the day where they had to cut it out?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Barbed wire hanging out of his fucking hair, and you had to finish the match. It wasn't
That's
like
why,
that,
having long hair and fucking with barbed wire is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Like,
you should watch
just
that
a bad
match,
idea.
And I feel like such a pussy being from Philly too, because I can't stand. I shouldn't say I can't stand, but it just, the older I get, the more it irks me to see like the deathmatch hardcore stuff and like, oh, that's someone's child in that ring. I can't. I know you say that all the time, but like I can't stand watching people get hit with light tubes. I think it's
there was so many today too.
I know, and it just like, dude, when
Gage
just hits himself over the head with it and like inhales, I'm like, come on, man. That's what bothers me. Like, getting hit with it, that's fine. It's inhaling
it. Getting hit with it is nothing. It's the inhaling.
Exactly. And that's what bothers me is like, you get thrown into like 5 or 6 of them. You got to breathe at some point, and all that glass is just flying through the air for a good 20, 30 seconds. And it's just like, oh man, please don't do that to yourself. Like, come on, man. But again, that's just me being a little baby back bitch.
Well, you're going to toughen up because we're going to watch that shit live in Chicago.
Yeah. I think it all has its own, like, deathmatch wrestling has its place, and like it's and then it's good in what it is. It does, and then like you don't have to like love it. I just think it's like I like a few death matches. I don't like every death match. I don't ever want to watch a show of all death matches. I would.
Yeah, I can't watch all.
Hate
of them.
that.
There's one or
it needs to be like
Don't get me wrong. I respect it. Yeah. Oh no, don't get me wrong. I respect it. I watched that GCW, but I watched all of it and I enjoyed it. But I'm like that Jewish mother in the background.
Yeah,
like, no. I'm still gonna watch it.
Did you see Chelsea's tweet this morning where she showed the pictures and the blood in the bed?
Yeah.
And like, oh my God, her cleaning up his wounds last night. It was fucking wild, bro.
Because dude, he was just covered from head to toe.
His fucking tank top was soaked in blood.
That's what I mean, and that's what's hard to say. Is like, man, that guy's going home in pain. But hey,
what
about what? I guess that's what
he's
for,
definitely
right?
getting paid. He's getting paid pretty well to do it.
All right, so let's get to the elephant in the room here. What do we think about Meltzer's hot take on everything last night?
I saw something about he said it was disrespectful.
No, he said it's an embarrassment to the industry.
He said it was an embarrassment. Bro,
Well,
like,
did he say that? I thought he said the crowd reaction was an embarrassment.
I think he said the crowd. Yeah, he said the crowd reaction.
Yeah. But this is the same motherfucker. I looked up his exact quote from 1996 and Hulk Hogan at the turn.
Wow, you went.
He called Hulk.
Really?
Yeah. Because I was like, wait a minute, you didn't have this. In my mind, I was like, I've read your reaction to this. I've heard it before. I was like, you didn't have any problem with that shit 96. So I went back and we looked it up today and we used it in a little fucking article we wrote. But he said that Hogan's heel turn was met with incredible heat that will be remembered forever in wrestling, and it just talked about how great it was, and it was just, I mean, it's okay if Hulk Hogan does it, if people throw trash at Hulk Hogan, but if people throw trash at Matt Cardona, it's fucking embarrassing. And I think that that downplays what he has done. Matt Cardona did something that people were fucking ravenous and rabid, and that reaction, the crowd reaction was equivalent to the Bash at the Beach fucking crowd, the way that everybody just fucking, I mean, it was thousands and thousands of people wanting to kill him and throw things at him last night. And who cares if they threw fucking bottles of water? Who gives a shit, really? I mean, it sucks. You're not supposed to throw things into the ring, but you're missing the point. And the way that you can't say that you can't go back and say it's great when Hogan does it. It's incredible. It's an incredible, historic, iconic moment in wrestling. And then this is an embarrassment to the sport. It's the same. There's no fucking difference.
This is why.
Just like,
go ahead.
Yeah. No, it's like, it was the desired crowd reactions. Like, I think this is what they wanted. So, and like, it's kind of shitty that people, like, it is shitty that people threw like full glass fucking bottles of beer. Like, that's shitty. And like, they shouldn't have done that. But
I mean, I think it's like plastic and metal,
reaction,
but still, They don't think they have glass.
Like, I don't know.
It's the plastic bottles and
then that's fine. If it's plastic bottle, then fuck off. But like, if you throw in a full glass bottle, okay, that's a bit fucked.
Right. I don't think they. I think at events now they don't do that because people have the risk of throwing. People
do that.
They give you the big can and they make you pour it in a cup, or they give you those plastic fucking bottles with the screw-on lid and shit like that.
In Australia, everything is in a cup. Don't get handed anything. You always in a cup. But it's it's like he'll be all right. It's a plastic bottle, like. He's gonna be okay.
How's that any worse?
He's a big boy. He's just gone through glass. He's fine.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say that's probably the least of his pain that he had that
and
night.
What about ECW crowds? What about how they fucking threw chairs into the ring and like? I'm sure I can go back and pull that quote too.
Fun.
I should go pull that one. Again, he was like, it was an iconic moment that will ever be remembered in wrestling history, or some fucking stupid bullshit again. It's like, how is that any different?
Hey, I don't want.
Fucking wooden chairs are a lot more fucking dangerous. They weren't even little plastic chairs. These are big fucking wooden chairs, if you remember. Like,
I don't want.
What the fuck?
But this is why I'm afraid to call myself a wrestling journalist, because I'm afraid that 20 years from now, someone like Cass is going to be like, oh, hold on, you said this in 2021, and that doesn't jive with what you're saying in 2046.
But my problem with him too is he was pulling shit like what Sam Mushnick used to say. And dude, the wrestling's changed, brother. You know what I mean? And like you're pulling shit from before '96 when you had no problem with it as your reason for not liking it, because I don't. Whatever. What he did is he was the most talked about thing today. It was the most talked about fucking thing today. They were chanting "fuck Dave Meltzer" all fucking show. It was all show long today. They made a T-shirt about it today. Did you see that?
Nah.
No, I didn't see that.
They made a T-shirt from the tweet. Y'all, they made a T-shirt. They took Dave Meltzer's tweet and it's like on a T-shirt and it's got like shit in the background. I'll send it to you. It's a limited. It's fucking great. So they're capitalizing off of it. I mean, it got the reaction that they wanted too, and they got people talking.
Got people talking. And at the end of the day, they want people talking, and that equals money to them, and so they're making money. So I don't think GCW really gives a fuck.
They were trending number one in the world yesterday.
Like Meltzer can have his opinion. It doesn't change business.
Matter. It doesn't change business. They fucking.
If they didn't want that heat, they wouldn't have had Cardona come out to his WWE entrance. Like
the whole idea is they wanted that heat. That's what they wanted the whole time. That was so good. It was the ideal. That's the like. I'm pretty sure they did this like when Ricky Shane Page beat Nick Gage originally. I'm pretty sure they threw fucking trash in. I can't remember.
They definitely did. 100%. And Greg Iron is laying there. Our buddy Greg is laying there in a pool of blood, and they're fucking throwing trash and glass in a bottle, and they're throwing bottles on him and shit. Nobody cared. They were all like,
nobody
fuck
cared.
Greg Iron, fuck Ohio. But like, how is that any different? 2 months ago, the same thing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Exactly.
So yeah,
So,
fuck that. But
yeah.
it worked. He got people talking today. But yeah, it made
Hey,
me mad. I was like,
they're
dude, wait a
making
minute, fuck you, buddy. It pissed me off today when I saw that. I was like, fuck you, man.
I
Nothing
just,
against it.
like,
You know what I mean? Like, everybody's got their
I
opinion,
saw the
but dude,
tweet. It's just, like, it's not worth getting in an argument though.
Right.
That's how I see it.
But-
It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
to me, after that match, I felt like it was disrespectful to fucking Cardona after that fucking match. That was how I looked at it. Like, that dude last night, man, who expected that from him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, everybody should have, even if you don't like him, you have to respect what he went in there and did last night. And I just felt like it took away from everything that he did leading up to it. It was the hottest angle, one of the hottest angles of the summer.
Yeah,
You know?
100%.
Well,
It was
dude,
great.
people deify Meltzer, but like, it's just one man's opinion at the end of the day.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of
like,
followers,
he's just
but
a
like,
guy.
right?
He's just a guy.
But it's the thing is how everybody holds his opinion in such high fucking regard. You know what I mean? That, like, for him to say something like that, knowing how everybody takes everything he says as the gospel, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
be weary, man, because you're on that lofty status now.
Give Cardona a little credit. That was all I'm saying. Because the dude busted his ass and about bled out and died for everybody, and then you're gonna say that the reaction that he got's an embarrassment. I think you should be like pointing out how the reaction he got is next level to me. And even though
I took that,
you could do it differently than he approached it. That's my problem with it.
I took that
I don't
tweet.
agree with throwing shit in the ring, man. I don't agree with that. That's not what I'm saying.
No, I get that.
I think the reaction should have been appreciated, and he should have been. Yeah, I just think you should have been appreciating the reaction the crowd gave and how the work that he put into it to make them react that way, instead of just saying it was an embarrassment.
For what it's worth, I took that tweet as him shitting on the crowd for not giving.
Yeah, I don't
Cardona
think he was
the
shitting
respect.
on.
Yeah, but it's secondhand. I get that he's shitting on the crowd, but the reason.
But he's wrong because that's the reaction they wanted.
That's the reaction they wanted. That's the reaction that you were supposed to get because Cardona did his fucking job.
Right. Exactly.
He did what he was supposed to do to get that reaction from everybody. So I mean, that was what like you said, that's what they wanted to get. So it's not an embarrassment.
But I think at the end of the day, Meltzer's only point was like, come on, we're better than throwing projectiles at somebody in the ring. Like, this isn't the 70s anymore. We should be better than that. I think that whether it's right or wrong, I think that's all he was trying to get across.
Yeah, but like she said, it happened 2 months ago with Ricky Shane Page. Where was the problem then?
Right.
I don't think he was trying to start, like, I don't think he thought when he tweeted that out that it would be such a controversial thought.
Right.
So I just think he was like, oh, this is stupid because they're throwing like heavy things and someone could get. It's like the little old grandpa. He's like, he's a little old grandpa that's like, oh, don't do that. That's dangerous. Which, yes, it is dangerous.
It is dangerous.
That is a valid point.
He's 100% correct.
We're still going to do what the fuck we want.
But I can sympathize.
That's how I see it.
I can sympathize with that little old grandpa mentality because I feel like that's right in my wheelhouse.
And I understand it. I understand where he's coming from. I just don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't care either way. Like I woke up because I'd made a tweet about it. I was like, that Meltzer tweet is weird, man. And that was before I went to bed. And then I woke up.
But you woke up
and
to like,
I woke up to everyone arguing in my mentions. And I was like, guys, I do not care.
It is a weird tweet. It was a weird tweet. I was like, this is such a weird hill to die on.
Yeah, I was like, this is a weird thing to bother saying.
There's all right, so there's
didn't he double down on it too?
Yes, he tripled down.
Did he?
I don't know. Examples. Yes. he kept retweeting like people that like agreed with him and bringing up examples like then the days of Muchnick and all these other things. I'm like, dude, stop. Just like you don't have to like. But yeah, it was weird. And there's so many other terrible things that have happened in wrestling that's embarrassing. But you're gonna use that's the most embarrassing thing. That's the most embarrassing thing that's happened in wrestling. What about all that shit last year during pandemic? All that stuff. That's pretty fucking embarrassing to wrestling, guys.
Embarrassing, mate.
Pretty fucking embarrassing. But you're gonna say throwing trash at Matt Cardona is the most embarrassing thing that's happened in wrestling? I disagree.
There's definitely a few more embarrassing things. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Definitely I made a tweet. I was like, let's not even get started on what an embarrassment in the wrestling industry is, please. Because like, do you not remember last year? Jesus Christ, that was fucking horrible. That was horrible.
So guys,
it's a weird hill to die on.
Well, guys, I'm here in Kansas City. I came here for Raw.
Yes.
I flew into one of the
Raw tomorrow.
for one of the foremost Delta infected states in the country. Like an
Love that
idiot.
for you. And
Yeah.
you're gonna go to Raw?
Yeah, he's gonna go to Raw tomorrow night.
And
Where
I'm
you
not.
Oh,
And like I'm in a conundrum now because I gotta wear a mask, but Sam and I were planning on cosplaying. She was gonna dress up as Dude Love. I was gonna be Cactus Jack, and like Cactus Jack doesn't wear a mask. So
Be
what the hell am I
Mankind.
gonna do?
Be Mankind. Wear the mask as Mankind.
So
be,
I have.
be Mankind.
I actually
Put
have
the
Mankind.
mask on and then the
Yeah.
mask.
Yeah, I actually have Mankind socks that I'm wearing with my Cactus Jack outfit. But
You should have just taken fucking Butler's Kane mask, whoever's wearing the Kane mask, and just wore
Dude,
that and call it.
so Butler Shazza is one of the co-hosts of the other podcast.
Isn't he
that's
your
under the
roommate?
Body Slam umbrella. No.
Who lives with you?
Well, now I live with Sam, but before I
Well,
lived
who
with
did
He's
live
like-
with you?
my
Yeah, it's
buddy
like-
Jared.
Damn.
Jared.
I know.
Jared,
That's
yeah,
what it was.
Jared used to do
I've
another
been on this
podcast
call
with
for
Toph,
an hour
but-
and a half, and I know who lives with
Yeah.
him.
I don't know.
Like-
Fuck it, I don't know.
I was like,
Dude, I'm terrible. I'm like, what's
Come
your
on,
name?
mate.
Dude, I've known you for years. Yeah,
Right. You've
But no.
been to my house. You've stayed at my house
dude,
for like a full
I've
weekend.
hung out with that guy. I hung out with that guy too. That's terrible. Don't tell him I said that.
But guys, what am I going to expect at Raw on Monday?
Where
Cena's
are you
going to be
sitting
there.
tomorrow?
oh fuck.
We actually are right in the hard camera. We're lower level in one of those 3 sections that's always on
Okay.
the hard camera.
Good,
So
nice.
hopefully you'll
Ooh,
see
good,
us.
good.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. That's
But,
what's up. No, we know we got Cena because he's going to be full time through SummerSlam, so you got that at least
Right.
to address
But
Roman
isn't it?
not accepting his challenge.
Yeah. So he's going
But
to come out on Raw.
Is
And
Cena
talk,
going to be on Raw?
yeah, he's
I
going to
think
come
he's
out
on
on
both
Raw.
shows.
Talk
I
shit
think
on
he's on
Roman, who
both
won't be
shows
there.
leading up because I think what
Okay.
happened is even though he's going for against Roman, I think he's going to show up on both shows because I think USA Today's like you're not giving him to your Fox isn't
Yeah,
getting him for that.
we,
Yeah, what the
we
fuck are you
need
doing?
numbers.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
paid the same money. Yeah, so we need the numbers too. So I think he's on both because even though he's like because he announced on Raw that he's going to wrestle Roman. So I mean,
Right.
or fight challenge Roman, which was unnecessary to do. You could have done that on SmackDown. So I think it's just to get him on both shows. And of course, like I saw that the plans are going to have him work 6-man tags and stuff like that leading up and on the house show circuit and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you can progress the storyline just with him talking shit on Raw. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, I think it was
definitely.
him is Cena and the Mysterios against the Bloodline. I think is what they're going to be working leading up to.
Yeah, those are good
And
fun.
I saw that Minnesota, the Minneapolis, whenever they're in Minneapolis, I saw that Sasha's coming back to wrestle Bianca. So I guess that was
Ooh.
advertised. That's
I'm
on the
waiting for that.
advertisements. Yes, I don't know if that's even been
Ooh.
announced, but it was definitely announced.
Yeah.
If you go to like the Target Center's
The-
website
yeah,
when they're
like-
like advertising and shit,
Yeah,
that's like
they
the
have
matches.
the
that
matches.
come.
Okay.
So they're pushing the Bloodline versus the Mysterios and Cena, and then the return of Sasha Banks against Bianca Belair. So I don't
It
know if
is
it's
about
a return,
time
but
that
she's
Sasha-
special return.
Yeah, it's about time Sasha
Has
returned.
this been what WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Has it been
Since she
WrestleMania?
dropped it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's about
I think
that
are we
time. So I don't know,
when
other
are we
than
getting
that,
when are we getting Becky? When are we
know.
getting Becky? Are we getting
No.
Becky tomorrow?
apparently
She
soon.
looks amazing too. Like you would never know that she had a kid. She's got a freaking 6-pack already. Like, are you kidding me?
It's bullshit.
Man, I heard some weird rumors about that dirt sheet rumors. I don't know truth to it, but it was some wild shit that I heard today. I don't know how much.
Speak.
What did you hear? Come on,
Something
give us
about-
the not
something
true
about-
rumors.
Something about the reason Becky's going on the road and coming back is because she's kind of mad. I saw that somebody said they saw Bailey coming out of Seth's locker room, so now she's all pissy about that. So like, that was somebody was asking me to source that today. One of my people like that sends me pretty good stuff. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna source that, but I'm gonna try.
Man, I don't even want to follow up on that. Screw
Yeah,
that.
I was like,
That's
whatever. I'll
no.
send that one to,
Yeah,
I'll
let's
send
think-
that one to,
yeah.
I'll send that one to ringside. Let them
That
source
sounds
it.
like trash.
Yeah, and even if it's not, I don't want to be the one that.
Yeah.
that be
But she's supposed to be
sourcing
coming
that.
back soon. Like I heard it's just real
Yeah.
soon. You know what I mean? That she's in shape. She's ready.
It's got to be soon.
They've been teasing her return. It's gonna. I'd say it's gonna be SummerSlam or right before SummerSlam
Yeah.
that she comes back. Probably
Yeah.
SummerSlam. You have
Either
her come out
way.
at SummerSlam after whatever.
Give it
whatever
up to
happens.
her. Who has a kid and then gets a 6-pack within 6? Like, I am
Fucking crazy.
30 years in life, haven't had a kid, never had a 6-pack. So
I
I just,
kudos to Becky.
like
yeah.
like if I ever have a kid, which I highly doubt I will, but if I for whatever reason change my mind in a few years, there's like I'm done. Like I'm not I'm not getting back in shape.
Right.
That's the key to get on with life and enjoy it.
Like, and that's a hell of an excuse not to. Like, that's a hell of an excuse to be like, I'm out.
I'm not coming back into like, okay, cool, got to get back in shape. No, I'm done.
I like that they since they obviously set up that it's her and Charlotte because they already have them talking shit back and forth to each other, and I like that they got the belt off Charlotte before that happens because you don't need to have her going for the belt, right? Have her involved with the champion when she comes back. You know what I mean? After being gone. So I like that they it made sense to have her beat Rhea because it did better. It didn't hurt Charlotte at all to have Nikki cash in on her, but it would have hurt Rhea. It would have hurt Rhea to have her just to beat Charlotte and then to lose on a cash in like right away.
100%. I think they've done it very smartly. I think I'm interested to see how like Nikki's reign goes, how long it goes
this
for,
is gonna be great for her.
Where it goes.
Think about what.
Yeah, like it's just
so marketable right now.
That's my god!
With WWE, WWE is how much
you got a mask,
can you sell?
You got a cape, fucking go.
So now, how long does this last for her?
Oh,
does she come out
Hurricane Helms?
Well, does she come out of SummerSlam as the champ?
How long does she last as champion?
Right.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
What are they setting up program-wise? Did they set up who she's going to be like possibly?
They haven't set up anything. I mean, so far they haven't set up anything because it just happened.
She just happened. So we find out. So that's probably what you find out.
At the house shows, they've been doing triple threats. At the house show, they were doing Rhea, Charlotte, Nikki. So
because that was Louisville, I think, this weekend and somewhere else. I don't remember.
Pittsburgh.
Somewhere, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, it was Pittsburgh.
Look at me.
There you go, girl.
It was Pittsburgh. Look at you.
I got the script.
I mean, you got nothing else to do in the lockdown. You're soaking up.
I'm just on Twitter like this.
I'm gonna text you. Hey Shazza, what's going on with this? I'm gonna hit you up now for my quick information pulls.
Honestly, people think that I have some scoops or whatever. Like my friends here, like yesterday when we were watching GCW, they were like, "Hey Shaz, so what's this?" Oh, I don't know. I'm not. Where would I know this? Like they'd be like, "So is this person signed?" I don't know.
Right.
I'm not. I'm a person. I don't know why you would think I know any of this information. I don't have hot scoops.
I'll tell you what, though, Cass, it is a hell of a fun ride just getting a text from you and then hearing like Dave LaGreca and Dave Meltzer and whoever the hell else, like, oh, I think this is going to happen. I think this is going to happen. And be like, I know it's going to happen. And knowing that it's legit because, like, you texted me before Dynamite being like, yo, Nick Gage is on Dynamite tonight. And it's like, all right, man, like, I know you're legit.
While I was digging around on doing all my sourcing and trying to find what I could on from Daniel Bryan, I found that out. They're like, hey, don't tell anybody, but Gage is here tonight. We want to keep that one, kayfabe that one. We don't want anybody that big surprise to get out. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I get that. I'm not gonna ruin that surprise because that's the day off. That's fucking shitty. That's a shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people that were bitching about me ruining the Daniel Bryan surprise, I'm like, guys, at least I didn't fucking ruin Nick Gage for you. Come on, chill. You guys were really excited about that.
Yeah.
And I was still, I pick and choose, man. There's a lot of stuff I don't fucking spoil.
I was gonna say, and I was going to say, I doubt any haters are going to be listening to this podcast, but for what it's worth, like you've told me a few scoops that you haven't broken yet that I'm like sitting on. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, waiting for it to happen. Yeah.
Because you're a good guy. And because, once we stop recording, we'll let
Is it my contract?
Oh my God, I wish.
You'll be the first to know. You would have already known. Are you kidding me? If I'd found out about that.
Shaz is the last to know that she's
still
in America.
Oh yeah, by the way.
I expect you and Sean Ross to just be the people that like tell people I have a contract before I even got the email.
That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen.
Maybe if we just
start that up.
Cass, maybe if you just put it out there, then it'll just it'll just happen.
Shaz is drawing interest.
Just do it.
She's drawing a lot of interest from companies.
Isn't that I won't lie. Does to Meltzer?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I won't lie. I've actually done this before. I've had a wrestler hit me. I'd be like, hey man, I'm renegotiating my contract. Let's put out there that we got a lot of interest. Like, he's like, I mean, because it's not true. It's not untrue. They have talked to me, but just go ahead and put
They've
this
talked
out
to
there. And
me
I'm like, all right.
5 years
Yeah,
ago.
they've talked
It's
to me. It doesn't
fine.
mean when, you know what I mean? They have spoke to me before. So I'm like, oh yeah, we'll write that, dude. So I've written it up, and he's like, all right, good. I leveraged a new contract. I got some extra money out of it. I'm like, hell yeah, mission accomplished. So no, it happens. It
Yeah.
happens.
All
But
right,
dude,
no,
that's
listen,
such a
all right.
cool
Let's
position to be in now. You know?
We'll figure this out. We'll
Yeah.
figure out something good.
Yeah, we'll
here,
work something
okay?
out. But no, it's fun, man.
But no one will know.
Shit, if we're going to
It's
work for
definitely
anybody,
legit.
it's got to be for you. You're the VIP of the show.
Yeah. But yeah, that Nick Gage stuff was fun, man. There was a couple other things I was told too, like leading up that I got like yesterday when I was digging around the other day. But yeah, that Nick Gage one was fun, man. I didn't know exactly what he was going to do. I just knew that like he was coming out pretty much opening segment, and it was like the second segment instead of after the match, but first segment after the match. But yeah, it was fun, man. And I was like, and it's good too that it happened I got that the same day that I broke the Daniel Bryan thing, because I was getting it all at the same time. So I told I told Sap about it. I told you, I was talking to Zary, all these people, all these big guys that were blowing me up all day. And we were just chatting about that scoop. I'm like, hey, keep this one under wraps, but here's what you're going to see later tonight too. So that helped. That they were like, yeah, the same guy that reported this also told me an hour and a half before fucking Dynamite that Nick Gage was going to be there. So he obviously knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Legitimate, yeah.
Yeah, it helps. So that's kind of why I did that too. I was like, hey, I'm going to throw this to a couple of the homies that are my colleagues and peers in this business and let them know what's going on. So that way, if anybody starts questioning me, they can be like, well, he did tell me this earlier. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he does know these things. So
I really like Zarian a lot.
He's a good dude, man. I can't wait. Hopefully if I get to Arthur Ashe, because I applied for media for that. So hopefully if I get credential for that one, I'm gonna just fucking bite the bullet and buy a ticket and go up.
Keep me posted, man. I'll go up there with you, and then we can drive back together, crash in Philly. We don't have to get out. Well, unless you want to.
I've never been to New York. I've never been to New York.
How have you never been? I've been to New York like multiple times, like literally like probably 10 times. How do you not been to New York?
Never been.
That's wild.
To you.
I was supposed to go.
New York.
I was supposed to go last year for Blood and Guts. I was going to go to Prudential for Newark for Blood and Guts.
I was supposed
I was going to go there.
We were all going to be there.
I was going to be there. They mediated me for it. Because they were going to do a scrum. So I was going to be there for that. And then I was going to go into New York for the weekend, just because like, fuck it, I'm going to be there. I'm going to spend 4 days here. Right. So I was going to go Friday night and watch he doesn't go by Mos Def anymore, the rapper. He goes by another name. He had a concert Friday night. I was going to go check that out. So I bought tickets to that. Yeah, he changed his name. And then
wait, you got to see him the other night?
No, I was going to. It was the night
like a year ago.
It was going to be the night. It was going to be during pandemic. It was after Dynamite.
March.
Yeah, it was supposed to be when I was going to New York. The trip I planned, only trip I ever planned to go to New York, where I actually bought tickets and bought everything. I bought plane tickets, dude. I had fucking tickets to the XFL game. There's St. Louis or whoever the fuck team, St. Louis versus the New York team.
XFL.
I was gonna do that on Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Weekend, that happened because you were gonna come watch the fucking game with me, Dom. Remember that? I was trying to talk to you. Yeah. So I was so pissed. So that was my one trip to fucking New York. I was gonna go to the XFL on Saturday, fly out back home on Sunday. And it never happened. So yeah, if I go to New York, I'm staying in the city at least one night, dude, just to say. I'm not just gonna go up there and watch the show and fucking drive.
Right in like Times Square.
I was over at my parents' house just clearing out the remnants of the stuff that I had there, just creating space for them. And a lot of what I was clearing out were my old trading cards. And I had like an entire stack of old XFL cards from like the original XFL in like 2003.
Dude, nice.
And like mint kid, because it was all in like one big box. I was like, oh my God. So I had I had like rookie cards from the night. I got like half a dozen Chris Webber rookie cards. I had Pokemon. I have a holographic Charizard Pokemon card that was just randomly and like
that's not the one that he had on his fucking chest. Logan Paul came out to when he fought.
I don't think so.
You better fucking go check, because that bitch was like a $500,000 card.
I don't think it was that much, but I Googled like what this card's worth, and it was going like shitty ones that were all busted up on eBay were going for like 500. Other ones were going for like over 2,000. And I found this card literally in like a shopping bag mixed with all kinds of like open crayons and markers and stuff like that. And by the grace of God, it just happened to be in a position where it didn't get messed up. So I was like, oh, we can take this, put it in the case, put it aside.
Put that aside. Yeah.
But
yeah, that was my New York trip, man. So if I go, dude, because I'm gonna try to go. I want to take it in and do the city, because I've never been, man. That's one like.
Yeah, you gotta go do it.
Philly, when I visited you in Philly, that's the furthest up that coast I've been. Other than Baltimore and
Man.
DC.
I've
when I
been
went up
further.
west. Yeah, I've
I've
done
been
the
all
south.
the way up.
I know, man.
I've
Listen to this.
sat in the car and driven from, where did I drive from? I drove from where does Queens of Combat happen? Is that Charlotte?
Charlotte.
I don't know.
That's my area.
Yeah.
That's Charlotte
So
down here. Yeah.
I drove from Charlotte to. I didn't drive. I sat in the car. I don't know how to drive in America.
You're on the road.
Where did we go? Where's Blitzkrieg? I don't know where that. It was like up
Blitzkrieg.
past like Blix blah blah. I don't know. Blah, blah. It was like up like fucking New England way. Like I drove like for like 17 hours. I was fucked. Yeah, I didn't drive. I sat in the car. But I've been further. Is my point.
I know, man. It sucks.
My point is, get in the car, do the drives.
Right.
Well, I'm not gonna do that drive. I'm not gonna do that drive.
Don't you love this business?
I'll fly.
Business that I love.
This is the business that you love.
I do a lot of driving. I do a lot of driving.
Passion. Think of.
I've been to Chicago. I'm driving to St. Louis. I'm gonna do those drives.
Just don't have the heart.
Actually, the furthest south I've ever been. The furthest south I've ever been. I went last month. I went to fucking Cape Coral last month. That's the furthest south I've ever been. I mean, like it's
where's
like 2 hours.
Cape Coral?
Florida? It's on the Gulf Coast, about 2 hours from Miami. So it's like
okay.
It's in that armpit of a state called Florida, where there are no laws. There's no society. It's just like a lawless swamp. And I don't care. I don't care who listens.
Miami's the furthest.
Yeah. I don't care if I piss off anybody from Florida. Like it's Disney World and like Satan's playground. That's Florida.
I love Florida. Like, no, I don't love Florida. I love that, like in Orlando, you've just got all these things, and that's really cool. But it's so stupidly hot. So I don't understand how anyone could choose to live there, like if they weren't being forced to live there because of their employment.
Right.
Like, I don't like.
It's an interesting place.
I don't understand it. Like, it's disgustingly hot. Like,
it's another world too. There's weird shit that happens in Florida.
Florida is a state where I'm worried that I can just be walking down the street, get shot in the face, and whoever shoots me could be like totally like let go on it on some kind of weird kind of state law. Like that scares me.
You just happen to step into his yard and it's okay because 1 foot was in his yard. Like I think that's a rule in Florida is you can shoot somebody as long as they're on your property.
It's called stand your ground or the castle doctrine. Castle doctrine is essentially the kind of thing where it's more or less what you said, where in your home, you have that right. But in Florida, the state law is you basically have that right in your own personal space, whether you're home or not. So if somebody comes into your personal space, no, you don't have to be on your own purpose.
No, you don't.
You can be anywhere in this. You could be on the street. You could be anywhere. But if somebody invades your zone of danger, which is like a few feet in front of you, and does anything that could be considered like apprehension of imminent harm, then that gives them the self-defense to just shoot you in the face and kill you. And that's what the whole Trayvon Martin thing was even though it was basically like there is no right, it was the whole stand your ground law made it okay. That's what scares the hell out of me with Florida. And I don't care any Florida resident that wants to comment and be like, that's not how it goes. Yeah, that is how it goes. Screw you, change your laws.
Easy, pal.
I don't think I want to live in Florida.
One of my best friends that I went to high school with, he just moved there when we were like 11th grade, so we only knew him like the last 2 years of school. He's from this like really, really small town in Florida, kind of up near Jacksonville. And I went down to visit him one time right after high school, and it's such a small town that there was like one bar in town for drinks, and it's connected to this. It's like this building that had two establishments in it. One side's the bar, and it had a drive-through window where you could get a to-go liquor drink.
Yep.
And that was like 20 years ago. And
New Orleans
connected to it though was
still does that today.
The fucking police station and jail is connected. So it's like on one side of the building is the bar, and if you walk out and hang a right and go to the next door down, it's the fucking jail.
You get a DUI.
So you literally can drive around the building, pick up a liquor drink on the way out, and just wave at the jail on your way back around. So I was like, that's fucking amazing. He's like, they just let you sleep. He's like, they'll just let you sleep if it's too bad. I'm like, it's like literally like Mayberry. You can just go crash in the fucking Otis, the town drunk, and just sleep it off in the jail and let it you out the next day. That's the most Florida shit I've ever seen.
I could be totally wrong here, but I think New Orleans has a local law that's the same way. And essentially, there's no open contain. And again, this is me just
Yeah, you can walk and drink on the
spitballing.
streets in New Orleans because I've been there.
Yeah, I
But I
remember
think
that.
I
from
think
New
you can have an
Orleans.
open container in your. And again, this could be me being
in your
totally wrong.
car.
As long as you're under the
legal.
legal limit.
Yeah. And
Whereas any other state, you can be 0.01, but if you have an open container in your car, then you get cited for it.
there's a lot of other states too where it's like the passengers can have open containers as long
Right.
as you don't. It's like as long as the
Right.
driver's not drinking, the passenger can be sitting there fucking pouring mixed drinks all day long.
And if I'm wrong in what I'm saying, then that
America is
100% at
fucked.
least is true.
Listen to this. When I was in high
Yeah.
school.
Oh my God, 100%
So, all right.
Shazza.
So I was talking to Sean Ross Sapp because he just went to Colorado on vacation this weekend, and I was like, "What's the first thing you're gonna do when you get there?" He's like, "You'll never guess." And I'm like, I was making guesses
Smoke
left
weed?
and right.
Oh wait, no,
Phoenix. He's like, no, Colorado.
Oh,
Denver.
yeah,
I was like, what's the
Colorado,
first thing you're doing? He's like, yeah, we're going to my wife and I are going to the Columbine Museum. I'm like, well, that's the most depressing thing I've ever fucking heard, man. Like
I didn't
that's
know
the
they have
first
a
thing you're doing
Columbine
when you get
Museum.
to town. Yeah, I was like, that's the first. He's like, yeah, my wife's a teacher, like a history teacher, and she's kind of a historian about it. So that's where he was going. I'm like, damn, man, that's fucking wild. Like, but then it brought up a story.
That's the first thing I would do.
But I was in high school when that happened.
Sorry.
Right?
I'm
And
like
when I was in high school, it
fucked.
changed things when I was in high school because my high school we could literally up until 10th grade, the rule
Bring your
was
gun in the school?
No, you had to leave it in your car, but it had to be on your dash or on the seat or in your gun rack on the back window.
So you could say it?
Yeah, it had to be visible in your car. You could bring all the guns you want, just put them on your dash.
You hear that, Shazza? Insane.
But you can't do that anymore. You can't do that anymore.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Leave your guns at home.
I was still in high school when you could do that, though. That's what's crazy to me is like I was still in high school and it was like, yeah, just leave your guns. You got guns, just leave them in the car.
And the sickest thing now is that there's been like, Columbine was the first one, but like if you were to count all of the school shootings in the past 3 or 4 years in America, it's like you just get numb to it. And that's the worst part.
So much.
Yeah, is that it's like I don't even remember this happening because 4 happened since then. And it's like you're gonna just forget that like all these kids died in a school shooting. You know what I mean?
It's like sick. All these school shooters, like it happens and they want this notoriety or whatever. But because there's so many of them, like they're all just forgotten. Like other than maybe like 3 of them, like
it blows my mind how there wasn't any until the first one, and now it's just a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have this problem. It was never a thing until it fucking happened the first time, and now it's just now you have to worry about that all day. That's kind of what I was getting at. I was like, you didn't have to worry about it. Yeah. Shit, like I said,
don't have to worry about it at all.
Like I said, keep your guns in the truck, guys. Just leave them in the truck. That was the rule at school. And if you accidentally brought it in, they just said, "Go put that in your truck, Ronnie. What the fuck you doing?" They just tell you to go outside. It was the fucking most ridiculous rednecking shit I've ever seen.
It was a simpler time.
Insane. That's so insane. Like I was alive when guns were allowed in Australia.
There's a lot of hunting here. So it was like, in the morning, people going deer hunting, man. I've been deer hunting for 4 hours before school. There's like people would do that shit. They just bring their gun. There'd be a dead deer in people's back of their trucks when I was in high school. No, how many times
I don't understand.
I don't know how many times somebody would go hunting and they'd have the kill in the back of their truck.
You monsters!
And
you fucking monsters!
No, dude, this is good. So I had numerous times for friends, they would go out and one of our buddies would kill something and he killed it before school. So
look at her face, dude. You are literally.
What he would do, friends would go and take the animal and set it up in the front seat of the truck. So there'd be like you just walk out to the truck and there's a dead deer like in the driver's seat, like just fucking chilling.
Why?
I don't know. Rednecks do stuff. I don't know why they do.
Rednecks do stuff.
I don't know, man. I was like,
so guys, how about Big E winning the Money in the Bank?
What a good guy.
Cash it in. Yeah.
So yeah.
What a good segue.
When did he cash it in?
Just really, real.
They got to milk this one. They got to milk that one since they did the other one so soon. Right?
He's going to be Money in the Bank for ages. I'm going to shift
gears again. How about these Baron Corbin promos?
Dude, oh my God.
Holy shit.
I'm like, I can't tell if I love him or if it's getting me so depressed that, that I hate it.
The best.
Like, do you feel bad or do you feel kind of like, I don't know.
You know he's not down on his money.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's just like, this is the best thing ever. This I love the character. It's so good. Did you see the one that they just put out where it was like 2 or 3 minutes of him talking backstage like the other day that wasn't on TV?
No, I didn't see that.
He was talking about all the investments he's made, the bad investments, and how like he invested at Bitcoin when it was like 64 whatever thousand, and now it's at like 32, and he's lost all his fucking money. And he was just going on and on about his bad investments, and like all the things that he bought when he had all this money, when he was making like $20,000 a week at WWE when he was King Corbin, but now that he's not the king, he doesn't get that money, and he's got all these bills that he's gotten, and he's like, I'm losing money every week. And just, oh, it's so fucking good, man.
I'm loving it, but
Or
I'm waiting for the
this.
next chapter at this point.
Yeah, like
'cause-
when I like, because they trademarked like Happy Corbin. So
Oh, really?
where's Happy?
Yeah.
I
That's what I was
remember
getting at. They
So-
did trademark last week. Yeah.
When do we get Happy? Like, how is he
Right?
getting
What's gonna
happy
happen?
again? Where is Happy? Like,
I can't wait.
I love that I know that they've trademarked Happy Corbin because
Right,
now
right.
I know I have
Yeah.
something to look forward to.
Yeah.
What is Happy
You
Corbin?
see where it's going. You got
Yeah.
the saddest and the most down Corbin.
But I
then
just
you're
want to
gonna get
know
him
what a
at his
Happy Corbin is. I just need to know
Oh, I do
how
too.
are we
It's gonna
getting
be
to
so
Happy?
much fun.
I'll tell you what, little side note, my face is literally hurting from so much smiling. I've just missed doing this and being on with you guys. But
Yay!
as far as Corbin, I'll tell you what, man,
He's
His-
underappreciated too.
he really is. And I feel like people are starting to understand that their hatred for him is a reason to love him. It's like people
Yeah.
understand that like a true heel isn't somebody who's a bad guy that you love to cheer for. It's someone that you can't help but boo. And that's what he is. He does it better than anybody right now.
Anytime you ask somebody, why don't you like Baron Corbin? Like, oh, I just fucking can't stand him, dude. I hate this.
Yeah, and that's
He's
what you
doing his
want.
fucking job. He's doing his job. He's done it.
Yeah.
You should appreciate what he's done to you.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You hate him because he's good at what he does. And I love watching him live too, because like this poster back here, this one right here, this was one of my favorite shows ever. It was Baron Corbin and Ty Dillinger versus Finn Balor and Austin Aries in the main event. And his heel work in a live crowd is
What a wild.
fucking amazing. Just him working the live crowd is so good. So seeing crowds back too is exciting too. To see
Yeah.
like, oh, good, Corbin getting to get back out in front of people, because he's one of those characters that's like, he's not as good when there's not people to fucking like bounce his shit
Yeah,
off.
he needs the
Good.
bouncing.
He's good at like being able to work on the fly and the shit talk and just, interact and it be that much better. But when it's just as forced as it's been with no fans, it's just so yeah, I'm looking forward to him with this.
And that's such an underrated skill that I think a lot of guys coming up now don't have because they don't have the experience with it. That's like is what it is. Like it's not any fault of their own that they were in a pandemic, but they were in a pandemic.
Yeah.
So
And there's people that you can tell need to work on it. There's people that you can tell have been working on it, and there's people that you can tell don't need to work on it. And Corbin seems like one of those people where you just put him out there, and like you said, Cass, I mean, he'll naturally adapt because he knows what he's doing, and it just comes naturally to him. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's good at this. And for somebody that wasn't he wasn't a wrestler by trade. He played
No.
fucking NFL. He was an NFL football player. And then after that he fought. He was like a boxer too, right? Part
Right.
of the
Well,
time.
yeah, I heard that he was Golden Gloves.
Yeah, he was like Golden Gloves and an NFL player, and that's what he did. He didn't fucking wrestle until he got hurt, and then they recruited him in basically because they like looking for an athlete. They look like that was when they were like pulling in, like,
Right.
oh, well, he's
Oh,
athletic, he'll be
yeah.
fine. We can teach him this. He's got the frame and the athletic talent. Turn him into something. And I mean, Charlotte was one of those too. Like Charlotte didn't wrestle.
Charlotte
She
is
played
the
She played volleyball.
the,
She played volleyball.
the like quintessential like PC like
Yes.
homegrown like look what we created.
Right.
And
Like
it's
follow this
amazing, too.
blueprint to success.
Yeah.
And like forget about the fact that
And-
she's Ric Flair's daughter.
Because it doesn't even matter.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't. She is that good.
It's
It
the
doesn't
little
matter.
things. It's something like I remember she was in the middle of a battle royal once, long time ago, and little things like whenever they were scheduling or whatever they were writing a spot where there's some kind of like shenanigans or goofy stuff going on. It's the little things like her turning her back to it and just acting like she doesn't even register that it's happening because she's above it. And it's like such an easy way to not be drawn in where like in the back, like for people watching on TV, you just see her just standing there waiting for it.
Yeah.
And like, it's those little things that she's so aware of that make her that
Yes.
top level,
Yeah, and I don't even hold a grudge over the fact that that she drunkenly yelled at me when I hit on her in an elevator when she was in college.
Well,
No, you shouldn't, because that's your fault for hitting on her.
You shouldn't have. Yeah, exactly.
First of all I said was, "Hey," and then she was not having me say hey to her. It was not.
No,
that was it. That was really all I said was like,
Mate,
"Oh, hey," and she's like,
if I was
"Yo,"
Charlotte,
and I was like,
I would be like, fuck.
Come on, Cass. This is
Yeah.
college Cass, drunk college Cass. I'm sure it wasn't that drunk.
We left the same party. We all were going back. She lived on the same floor as one of my friends from school. Like, so I was up there visiting them. We went to the same. All were at the same
I get
party.
that,
We
but
all came back together.
it
But
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
he did not have
If
it.
I show up at the same party as you and I'm drunk and I'm like,
She sensed it.
hey,
She always had. She always had. It wasn't even that.
you're gonna be like,
that.
no.
No, it wasn't even that. It was bad though. Yeah. She
All
didn't have
right.
it. I was just like, hey.
Look,
And
I'm
it was
on
just like,
Team Charlotte. I'm on Team Charlotte.
Me
It
too.
doesn't matter what you say.
Yeah,
I'm
I
on
don't-
Team
Yeah.
Charlotte. Whatever
That's what I
you
was getting
say
at.
in
I
this
don't hold it
story
against
is
her.
I'm
That's what I'm
Team
saying.
Charlotte.
That was
I'm
the
on
point.
Team Charlotte.
Is usually I hold grudges.
You deserved
I hold
it,
grudges,
and
yeah.
we love it. I know you.
I
hold
did
grudges.
deserve it. I did deserve it. I 100% deserved for her not to fucking talk to me. I admit that.
I was
She
so
was a
excited
queen.
when
I was
she
good
wanted money in
buddies
the
with Reed,
bank.
though.
I was jumping all over the place, and Sam was like, "Relax, like it's
No,
wrestling."
it's the best.
I did
It's
know Reed though.
Charlotte.
I did know Reed. Reed was awesome. Like he was a good dude.
That's
Oh,
right. You did know.
that's
him
I knew Reed.
personally.
I did know Reed because high school wrestling, like every wrestling
Yeah.
camp that we went to, he was there. He was in middle school when I was in fucking high school, but he was at all these camps. So like, I mean, we would spend a
Wow.
week at like App State doing wrestling school, like wrestling camp and shit. And he was up there with his fucking got
Yeah.
a personal chef cooking his food because he had a diet that he couldn't eat he couldn't eat cafeteria food. Rick wasn't gonna allow that, so he had a personal chef up there cooking him like fucking, you know what I mean, food and stuff. It was awesome, but
I
he
want
was
a
fun,
personal
man.
fucking
Yeah,
chef.
I know, right? Guys,
Same
where's
thing
my
happened at
chef?
school. Same thing happened at school. People said that when my friends I knew that went to school with him and stuff said that like he didn't eat cafeteria food. There was somebody that would come and cook him a meal and feed him like a meal at school.
That's
because he was on like a
wild.
strict like you can't eat that shit. Like
No,
he
I
was
understand, but
groomed
that's
to be the next Ric Flair.
wild.
Like he was going to
Like,
be Rick. Yeah.
My
Yeah, like,
dream is to have a personal
he
chef
was-
that
he was
just
fun,
cooks me
man.
nice food that I have so that I'm constantly on check with my diet, but it
Yeah.
tastes nice, because I can't do that. I don't know how to make
Yeah.
like healthy food that tastes nice.
It's so
So-
funny because I feel like once a week everybody goes through that phase. It's like a weekly thing where it's like, I'm gonna eat right this week. I'm gonna meal prep. I'm not gonna order out. And then like by Tuesday, you're like, I want a pizza. Or at least that's just me.
Yes.
I don't know. That's just me.
No, that's definitely. I've
Yeah.
been like trying to like with my lockdown. I'm like, I still have to look at the weekend as a weekend. So I'm like, on the weekend I get to eat fun food. So that stops me from Monday
Right.
to Friday eating the fun food. I go, it's okay. We still have a weekend. It's the work week.
Yeah.
Doing nothing, but it's the work week. Like
Yeah.
we're on track. And then
Well, and I feel like you
weekend
got to do
happens.
that because just to keep your sanity, you gotta have something to look forward to. Otherwise, the days just bleed into each other, and it's
Yeah.
really easy to fall into like a little depression just by staying at home all day with nothing. to look
Yeah.
Is there
forward
an
to.
end in sight for your lockdown?
No.
Is there an end in
No.
sight for your lockdown?
No, absolutely
Like right now,
not.
they're not
Absolutely.
even saying like no. There's like
So
fuck,
it's
that's
like it was 2 weeks, then it got extended by a week, and then it got extended by 2 weeks. So
Oh.
technically, right now it ends on Friday, but
but
the
you know
numbers
you're
have
getting- yeah.
but the numbers have doubled in the last like 2 weeks. So it's
Yeah.
definitely not ending on Friday. So like they'll tell us in like the next day or two how much longer it's extended, and then they'll just keep extending it or whatever. I don't know. I just am living my best life. I don't know. Like last time it was like 3 months we were locked down. Last time was a lot harder. Last time was a bigger shock to my system, and like because last time was like
you're kind of
oh,
acclimated now.
yeah, like last time the world was like I was like yeah, I'm gonna take over the world. Everything's great. Bam. And this time I'm just like oh okay. Like
Well,
Here
and
we
last
go
time,
again.
weren't you like
You
ready to
flew
come
over.
over?
I was
Yeah,
in,
you were
you
I
like
was
got
in
here.
America. I got there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
just
last
got
time
here and
was
had
a
to go
lot more-
back because
lot
you're
more-
gonna get
yeah.
stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time was a lot more traumatizing. This
Yeah, I'm
time,
sure.
Yeah.
like not great, not ideal, but
It's like one of those
We're getting
what
through
doesn't
it.
kill you kind of things, but even still.
yeah.
no.
We've
Man, I
so
feel
far
bad.
we've kept
That
we've
sucks.
kept the mental health on check so far.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Good.
We're not lost yet.
I've been
I'll-
lost, so good for you.
Yeah. Well, that sucks. I wish you could at least go wrestle. Like that sucks.
Yeah. Because at least for a while, even though you were stuck in
You were doing
Australia,
that.
you were at least able to get back into some shows and do some training. But
Yeah.
even, well, I guess with the lockdown, you can't do anything.
Can't do anything. Yeah. Well, mostly I'm upset because it's my birthday next week, and I had
Right.
tickets to Hamilton, and that was the only thing I've been
Oh,
like
shit.
the
Aw.
only non-wrestling
Damn
thing
it.
I've been looking forward to was
Yeah.
going to see Hamilton on my birthday. And
Aw.
even though it's not officially
Damn it.
cancelled yet, because technically the lockdown hasn't been extended, it's definitely
Yeah.
cancelled.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just want to, like, it's like, it can't make like fun plans. Like, I have a holiday booked in October. I don't think I'm going to be able to go on it. I think the
Yeah.
borders are still going to be closed. I don't think, like, a holiday within Australia, I just don't think I'm going to be able
Yeah.
to leave my state
Travel from
by October. Yeah.
Sure.
Because they lock us all into our state because they go, oh, you guys have the virus, not us. So you stay there. We
Right.
don't want any of that. Goodbye. So
Damn.
You know what, Shazza? You're not missing that much. Alexander
Yeah.
Hamilton, he was a trigger-happy war mongrel who did more harm than good. And I'll tell you
Hot
what,
take. Hot
you're not
take.
missing much.
Wow.
So,
All right.
yeah, I love American Revolutionary history, and I always said that I was like, I didn't want to watch Hamilton because I always thought like, oh, this guy's a schmuck. He dies from like he gets himself in the duels. He's like, all he wants to do is just go to war. He doesn't want to even bother with trying to figure out any kind of negotiation strategy. This is what of a nerd I am, right?
I'm like, everything you're
But-
saying, I'm
I was
like,
like-
this guy sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, he sounds like a
I was like,
badass.
I
I'm
don't
like, what
know
is wrong with
anything
you,
about
dude?
this guy?
All he does is duel and fucking go to war.
Yeah.
Problem being what?
If
This
you
guy sounds like somebody I would fucking hang out with. What are you talking about?
Obviously, you're mates with your stabbings.
well, if you're
Well-
into that era of history in general, because I mean Hamilton is so fun just because of the music and the rap and all that. But if you like the history, I would really recommend John Adams on HBO. It's a miniseries.
It is
From-
good. That's good too.
I love John Adams. It's got oh my
I
god,
got time. I've got
Paul-
time.
Chernobyl was good too.
Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, Chernobyl was a good
is-
miniseries HBO did too, but it wasn't American
never wa-
history. But still, Chernobyl was good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but
It's just history. We're talking history stuff. Fuck it, that's still history.
well, Shaw's got nothing but
history.
time right now.
Yeah, you got time right now.
Nothing but
Unfortunately,
That's another
time.
good show.
Yeah.
I got time.
That's another good show.
We got back
I'm
into
trying to think of other
Entourage.
things that are worth watching. Oh, that's always fun.
Ooh, I haven't watched Entourage in years.
Yeah, I know.
That's a
I
good-
just
that's a
got
good one
back
to
into it
start
this
back up.
morning.
That's a
Just
good
got-
one to start back
yeah,
up.
Absolutely. I love whenever anybody mentions anybody that had a cameo in Entourage. I love being like, oh, great Entourage cameo. Just whoever it is. Because there's so many celebrities.
so
Literally
many.
everyone,
Yeah.
everyone was in it. Everyone had a cameo.
Right?
That's a
Anyone
great
that was
show.
anything.
What's some other good stuff that's good to watch right now? I'm trying to think for you. Give you some things that you should check out. I've been
This
burning
is
through
great
Curb Your
podcast content.
Yeah,
I've been
this is-
burning through Curb
guys,
Your-
what are we?
Fuck people.
What are we?
We're not doing this,
This is
for
for
them.
us. This
This is
isn't-
for us, guys. This isn't for you guys.
No one's listening to this.
No, at this point, everybody's tuned out. Like they're
Wait,
like,
Shazza, what's up with that? So Shazza.
Oh, so yeah. So
Uh-oh.
I took because life was getting quite busy. Like I was
Okay,
wrestling every weekend.
Right.
I was training constantly. I had work. Like life was getting quite busy. So
Yeah,
we
sure.
thought, maybe we'll put a break on the podcast. It's getting a bit too much at the moment. And then like a week later, I went into
we are.
lockdown,
Yeah.
and I was like, well. And then I thought I could bring it back, but then I was like, oh, I don't know. It's
a lot.
very mentally draining. Like nobody
Okay.
like I don't know, like it was just like, oh, I have to like create new content, and like so then I was like and also I thought the lockdown was going to be like 2 weeks, and I was like, well,
Right.
there's no point in bringing it back, and then my life
yeah,
being
just
busy
for
again.
2 weeks, and then I'm
Sure.
right back
Yeah.
here again.
And now it's like, yeah, like I don't like, because I don't know, because it's like once life gets busy again, it gets really stressful to try and be like, fuck, we've got to record, like, well, I've got to do all these other things that I have to do, and like, when do I sleep? So like it just, yeah. And so that's when I decided I would just spend this lockdown doing other people's podcasts instead.
Hey,
Nice.
hey, it works out beautifully for us. But for
Yeah.
what it's worth,
Yeah.
I always tell my friends that I listen to their podcasts, but I don't. I'm like Kanye West. I listen to my own shit, and honestly,
Yeah.
I listen to yours. I love your podcast, and even if you and your
And
co-host are just talking about
I'm
nonsense.
the exact opposite. I never listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have not gone back and listened to a whole show of ours
Oh my God.
fucking ever.
I always
I've listened to
listen-
pieces of it, You know what I mean? Like, I'll go back and wait, I didn't say that, did I? And I'll go back and like make sure I didn't say anything I shouldn't have
No,
said.
that's why I always used to listen to that So Shazza, like the next day I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this before it's like out in the public, because I don't remember what I said. I was just talking, and like sometimes when I'm just talking, I just say stupid shit.
Oh, I know that's gonna happen with me. I just assume that I'm gonna say something that's gonna get me canceled. So I just hope that people just, for the most part, are like, that's just him. That's
not how it works. When they decide that you're
it's
canceled,
not how it works at art.
mate.
That is not how it works at all. So no, it's just
it's
just a matter of time, guys. We're just waiting until this whole shit is just done because of me. So just don't worry.
Nah. But Shazza, I agree. I have to watch myself because I need to critique myself. And I like to say I'm my own biggest fan and my own biggest critic, depending on what my ego requires at the moment. But I'll go back and I'll watch some of our first interviews and just cringe and be like, why are you taking 45 seconds to get to your question? Stop talking. Nobody gives a shit about what you have to say.
Yeah, Dom likes to fluff up the questions a lot. He's like,
man.
so let me tell you about it. Then it's like, all right, dude, just get to the fucking question, man.
And I'll tell you what.
You like this person. I get it.
No, it's not even that. It's even in class.
You think that you need to fluff, you need to give the like story or the back, like you need to create this entertainment. And I don't know, it's hard.
But both with podcasting and in class too, it's like I need to get more choppy. I need to be more succinct with what I'm saying. And if I don't listen to myself or watch myself, I don't realize just how much I need to do it. You know what I mean? I just end it and be like, oh, that was a great podcast. That was a great episode. I'm the man.
A lot of times that's kind of why I like to spring shit on you too, so you don't have time to plan and prep. Because
no, you like to spring shit on me because if you don't, then it gives me an opportunity to pull out of it. But if you do, then you know that I'm gonna be like, fuck, and I'm just gonna jump into it.
We also talk too. Is you do like over prep? So when I do like throw you into the fire, you don't have everything prepared, so you're not been thinking about what you want to say. So that way you don't like do 45 seconds to a minute, 45 seconds into like getting to the question. When we just spring it on you, you're just like, oh shit, I'm just gonna fire these off a lot more like quickly, but. You do well, man. If it wasn't for you, I couldn't do this shit. I couldn't lead the show. You kidding me? How hard is it for you to stay on
I
topic?
appreciate that because every night I worry that you're going to bounce on me and go to much, much greater pastures because there is, I bring nothing to this. I literally bring nothing to this. It's all you. And then
I think you're doing a great job.
Oh,
you keep him on track. You keep him on track. I feel like if you weren't here, he would be on some tangent about something completely. Like you're like, oh, okay, but then what about this? And then he's just like, which is there's nothing wrong with that.
I'd like to think of myself as the squeaky clean image for him to do his thing.
I'm that thing that's like, hey, what's that? And like you said, something's jingling over here. I hear
shiny?
I'm over here doing that. Yeah, that's been me my whole life. So please,
did you trim up the beard, Cass?
I did, dude. I took about 9 inches off my beard.
I was gonna say, Shazza. He had a straight.
It was literally like.
Yeah, no, I remember.
It was like down to here. Yeah, I looked at it a couple. Well, what had been happening is I was trying to go to a barber to get it done for like 2 months, and every time I would go, because I have a problem with it because I got glasses and I can't see for shit. So when you start doing this kind of stuff, you're kind of like side-eyeing. Okay. And I'm looking through like half glasses and half like terrible vision.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, fuck, I can't see what I'm doing. And then when you get done, it's like, it's all like this. Or it's
right.
So I'm like, oh, fuck. So then I try to fix it back out. Then it's just like, oh, it's just terrible. So I kept trying to get a professional to do it, but they just kept fucking bojangling me around. The dude would be like, yeah, bro, come back.
Yeah, I know. I love that.
He'd be like, bojangling. Yeah. He's like, show back up in like 45 minutes, bro. I got you. And I'm like, all right, dude. So I'd show back up in like 30 just to be there early. And I'm just sitting there waiting for hour. I'm sitting there for like an hour. I'm like, he's obviously not coming back. You know what I mean? I'm like,
it's not happening.
So that happened like 3 or 4 times. Not even to the same barber. Like I'll go to different one. And they'd be like, I was like, it's just not fucking meant to be. And it just got to where I was just like, I can't even do anything.
It was raging too hard. People were getting scared. They didn't want to get their hands dirty.
Dude, and I look like my beard. I grow my beard like it looks like I'm a terrorist. I'm not gonna lie. I know how it is. It's very Taliban.
I've seen it.
It's like it's very much that, guys. It's like,
wait, what was it like?
Aloha
snack
bar. Aloha snack bar.
No,
we're getting canceled. That's where we get canceled,
bro. It's all of that. Like, no, look, you should have seen what they made me at work. At work one time, they when I did school pictures, they made me a badge. They said I looked like a fucking terrorist, and my dad put a turban on my head.
I
dad
am not. I am
photoshopped a
not part
turban
of
on
this
my head with a
conversation.
Nope.
huge beard.
Yeah. No.
I am not
Nobody
going
go get it
down
and
this.
show you?
No,
And for the
I am-
record,
Nope.
despite no, I'm not even gonna. I was gonna get
do
political
look
with it,
like
but I was
it,
gonna
dude,
say
when
no.
I grow my beard out, I look like I need to be on a watch list. It's terrible.
This is
But
no.
it's awful.
I
But no,
am-
like literally though, my dad and
I'm
my
not
work
getting
made
cancelled
me-
for this.
Made me
I'm
a
not going
fucking
down with you,
terrorist
mate.
badge.
So just so everybody is aware, everybody considers the Taliban as a terrorist organization, and U.S. recognizes the Taliban as a terrorist organization. But what people don't understand is that it's a political organization as well
Mhm.
that is actually recognized in various countries, and in Pakistan and Afghanistan, they actually hold seats in
So, yeah, seats in
in their parliament, and
Yeah,
so just trying to get us
Speaking
out
of
of
weird
the
worldly
mud
things,
Yeah,
here.
let's get us out.
I was watching the
Wait.
Olympics last night.
Yeah,
Russia's
how about
banned
the
from
This
Olympics?
this is
man?
where I bring
the
my
Olympics
benefit.
are great.
Russia's
Cass,
banned from the
Cass
Olympics.
is the
Did
man.
you guys notice
Then
that?
he digs himself in the grave, and I pull him out, and then we're all good again. So yeah, Olympics.
But no, I'm watching the Olympics last night. I was watching the Olympics last night just after GCW was over, and I'm like, there's like the crew, the rowing, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And I'm like, what's ROC? And it was no flag. It was just like the Olympic
Russia.
torches. And I didn't know that. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And I was waiting for him to call it out. So when the announcer's like, and here comes the ROC, I'm like, you're not helping me at all. Like, who the fuck is this? And I'm like, I waited for like an hour watching, I didn't want to Google. I could just Google it.
Yeah,
but
I was like,
eventually
that's what I did.
Eventually,
See, I just
did,
assumed that was Jay-Z's
but-
Rockefeller Records the whole time. I didn't know that.
That's
that was
what
an
I
actual
made that
country.
same joke, and
Did you
nobody
really?
appreciated it. Where the fuck were you last night when I made that joke?
Probably
I
sleeping.
said the same thing. I was like, I think that's Hova. I was like, I think that's the Team Hova, man, the Rockefeller crew. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, this is just.
This
I
is
was
why
so
you need to move
disappointed.
to
I
Philly,
was
or I
so
need to move to
disappointed.
Asheville.
But no, yeah. So the Olympics are happening. I didn't even realize that was going on. Somebody asked me, "Are you watching SmackDown or the Olympics?" I'm like, the fucking Olympics are going on right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, no one
I
there.
went to the Olympics
They're
once.
empty.
I know, it's a shame.
I went once in '96.
That's true. When they were in Atlanta,
I watched Kurt Angle win a gold
I
medal
went-
with a broken
broken
freaking
freaking
neck.
Freaking neck.
I seen it. I was there, guys.
I went to the 2000 Olympics. I got 2 weeks off school for the 2000 because they were in
Oh
Sydney.
shit! Nice. Yeah, they're in
And
Sydney.
I got. I just remember getting two. I just remember getting 2 weeks off school for them because I don't know. They wanted us to go to the Olympics, I guess. So they were like, no one has to go to school, so you can actually go to the Olympics. I don't
That's
know.
cool. Did you attend anything while it was
what'd
going
you
on, Shazza?
Did I attend anything?
Yeah. What
Like, did
events
you go to
you
any
do?
Olympic events while it was going
I
on?
did.
Oh,
I don't
cool.
remember what because
Okay.
it was 20 years ago.
I was gonna say you're probably so young at the time, but I got you. That's
I mean,
cool,
I
though.
wasn't that young. I was in
Come on, Shazza.
middle child.
Come on,
but,
Shazza.
you know.
Let me help you out here.
Okay, yeah, I would have gone to gymnastics. I feel like I would have gone to see the gymnastics because I was like really into gymnastics at the time. And I would have loved that.
Right.
But I can see like the Olympic Park from my apartment.
That's cool.
It's a weird thing because it's still all there because we built a giant Olympic Park.
You know,
Well,
I
we did that. They
The
did that in
Olympics.
Atlanta. They did that in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I was in the fucking park when the bomb went off in Atlanta when I was a kid.
That's right.
shit.
I forgot
Yeah.
you
I
told me.
forgot
that,
about
too.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like we had just gotten to the park to go watch the concerts and shit, and we're like got dropped off at the bus, the MARTA, the tram, the like subway and train system and shit. Just gotten dropped off, walking in, and like it's happening, and people are running out. And we're like, what the fuck is going on? And it didn't, because it's it's so far disconnected. There weren't cell phones, so you didn't get the phone alerts and shit like it was.
Yeah, it's not like
You don't know. So it was wild, man. That was some wild shit walking into that. That was like literally we hadn't even gotten close. I mean, we were, you could see what was going on. We could see what was happening, but we weren't like, we hadn't even gotten in there yet. We hadn't even tried to enjoy anything that night when it happened. It was fucking crazy.
that's wild.
Yeah, I was
That's so wild.
13. I was 13 for that. Like it was a crazy ass fucking week.
Man,
And of
you
course,
had
it's fucking
you had a
crazy.
wild 13th year. I feel like you
Listen
got a
to
lot of
this.
stories
Nobody-
from 13.
Nobody and so there's no cell phone, so like they know, my parents know that I'm going down there with my aunt and my grandma and like my family. They can't call your cell phone to make sure you're okay.
they
You have
make
to
sure
wait for
you're
you to get back home. So like, yeah, they got waiting hours. They're waiting for me to get home till like 3-4 in the morning before we got back because you couldn't get right on in time. They had everything kind of locked down.
Yeah.
I couldn't get the fuck out. It was wild. It was one of those things you don't forget. And watching those movies that they came out in the last 2 years. It's like, oh shit, I remember all of this. I remember
Mm.
that's where I was. I was standing there. You know, that kind of shit was happening. It was
I
cool.
heard they tried to get Russell Crowe to play you, but his quote was too high.
Have you seen Russell Crowe's new movie, Unhinged? Have you seen that one?
Oh,
The
is
one
that
he
the
did during
one
the
where he's
pandemic?
like,
Road raging.
yeah,
He's
I
mad.
didn't
He's
want to
getting.
see it. I felt
Oh,
like it
it's
was
fucking
too
great.
real. I felt like it was looking into like a mirror of myself
Oh,
when I was an old
oh.
man.
It's so.
I'm totally
good,
kidding
dude.
about it. I'm totally
So
kidding.
good.
Totally kidding. Shazza's face
It's
great.
great.
It was like she didn't know I was
It's
kidding.
great. It's great. It's because it's like, oh shit, Fat Russell Crowe is he's a wild motherfucker. It's good shit. It's worth watching. It's definitely a
Is it?
interesting ride, especially because he picked that movie out, I think, to be like his comeback. Like, because he had like all that. He's got a little personal history with getting
Yeah.
mad and like beating at the concierge with a phone or whatever the fuck he does at hotels, crazy shit like that.
As you do.
It
As
did
you
happen.
do.
So
Yes.
yeah, so
Who
he's
knows?
like,
I got 2 nights left in my hotel. Maybe.
so he's like, I'm gonna pick out this
Maybe
movie,
you could,
and the movie is
throw him.
literally about him losing his fucking temper and just trying to kill people. So it's like, oh,
Right.
it seems
Jesus.
fitting that that's what you chose to be the movie that you want to
Return.
represent
Well,
yourself with.
so-
Yeah.
I am
So
back.
my friends always tell me that I'm probably gonna die at the wheel because my thing is I have this kind of like reverse psychology way of road rage where if somebody will cut me off and they're like pissed off about it, I like if you get to a situation where somebody's like really mad and then you pull up at a stoplight next to them, instead of like flipping out at him and arguing and flipping him the finger, I like to roll down my window and be super nice to them. Like,
No.
start a conversation, be like, hey man, are you okay? Is everything okay? You seem like you're a little
So-
upset.
No.
And I love
You should watch the Russell Crowe movie I was
I
just talking about,
love
bro.
seeing you would be shocked when you see people who are so angry and then they have to like register that you're not and they're trying to be nice while they're like so because you know how people are with road rage. It's like "Arr." And I love seeing like the conflict in their face as they're trying to like swallow their anger and be like but that's probably how I'm gonna die.
Well,
And
that's why you should watch this movie. That's funny
and
you
you're not the
mentioned
first
that.
person to tell me that because when the trailer came out, it was something about like he pulled up, he's like
He's nice. He's like, you know,
and she like blows him
I
off.
think you should apologize. He's like, I know, I'm sorry, I was not paying attention. You should, you know, I think you owe me an apology
like,
too
"Screw
for
you,"
honking
and
at
blow
me.
him
And
off.
she's like,
And
yeah,
then
she's a bitch right back to him, and he's just like,
and then he's like, okay, I guess I gotta kill you now.
yeah,
Which-
pretty much.
I promise.
He had
That's
some
not
stuff happen.
me,
He
but-
snapped before that. He was already having a bad day.
Okay.
It's very much like Falling
Okay.
Down. You ever watch Falling Down?
No.
No.
What's
Michael
Falling
Douglas.
Down?
Michael Douglas in the
Never
90s,
seen-
90s movie. Michael Douglas.
Dude,
where
in
he
the
loses-
90s, I was like 6.
It's still a
Yeah,
good movie.
we were watching like fucking, I don't know.
Power
It's like-
Rangers.
It's the early
Yeah,
90s.
I
Anyway,
was like,
Michael Douglas is
kids
like
movies in the 90s.
he's a guy that gets fired, like disgruntled guy. He's got like ex-wife that hates him. He's just having the worst fucking day ever. And he just snaps. And it's like kind of like that. It's like a newer version of like that. You should watch Falling Down too. If you've not seen that, you really need to watch that fucking movie. It's so good.
No, it
All right,
sounds
I've
like
got a
you
lot
just
of
assume
movies
like
I've got to watch.
yeah, but Cass is like, oh yeah, for like an enraged psychopath like you, Dom, it sounds like it's right up your alley. It's like, no, that's
it's
not
not
what I'm
my
trying to get across here.
It's good. No, and who else is in it? Fucking
Classic
Robert Duvall.
enraged psychopath.
Robert Duvall's in it. It's Robert Duvall plays the cop that's like tracking all of Michael Douglas's fucking crimes as he's going down the fucking it's good. Yeah, because he's snapping.
Good explanation.
Everywhere he goes is just like, oh shit, there's that white angry man again that everybody keeps hearing about. It's worth watching. You need to check that movie out, man. But yeah,
check it out.
I think it won. I'm not sure, but I think it got nominated for some awards if it didn't win anything back in the day. It's worth watching.
Guys,
I watch too many movies, man. I watch a lot.
We've been doing this for a few hours now. I just looked at the
Yes.
time. I was like, oh, and we probably talked about wrestling for like 20 minutes of this
We
entire
talked about
time.
wrestling.
We talked about wrestling.
I don't care. I miss being...
Speaking of wrestling, this fucking Dynamite card this week, guys.
Oh yeah,
It's so fucking good. We get
Really?
last week's card was good.
I get to see
Every
fucking
Dynamite
my boys.
for the
I get to
last
see
few
my
weeks.
boys. I get to see FTR versus Santana and Ortiz finally, and that's in
I love the
FTR's
build up to that.
backyard, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be good. And the fucking Dark Order and Elite got that. That's gonna be
Yeah.
a fun match. That's gonna be
But
fun.
let's talk for a minute, if we can, about FTR and Pride and Powerful because dude, that buildup has been awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
I love last week when they snuck up on Tully
Yeah,
and we're like, nah, we actually respect our elders, and then just like put them on the ground and just like don't actually hit them. It's like, oh my god, I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
It was good. It was fucking. I think it's like when FTR
I'm surprised
came
we didn't get that at a pay-per-view.
I mean, but I think they can still do it at a pay-per-view later. But I think at the moment right now they're trying to
pay-per-view after this one.
Yeah, right now they're trying to fill arenas. Yeah, they're arenas. They're trying to fill arenas, so they need to get butts in seats.
This shows. So. I think they sold it out. Yeah.
Yeah, well, but like
it was actually selling better than any of the other ones too.
You know why? Because everyone thought, "Oh my god, we're back in Charlotte. Maybe Shaz will be there again." And she won't, and so that she's sad.
She's just showing.
Yeah, because you worked dark, didn't you?
Yeah,
in Charlotte?
Yeah,
I did. Yeah, because I was there for that one. Then we went to Baltimore the next day.
Then we went to Baltimore. Yeah.
They still got your theme music. They still got your theme music on deck for Shazza.
Hey, Ruckus will be there too.
It's on Spotify. It's on Spotify. My theme music.
And that's what honestly, like, that's what angers me about it is like it's so obvious that like if not for COVID, you'd be right in the heart of it. Like they're not going to make theme music for somebody that they don't want to invest in. I feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, they do. They make generic music for people even on their one-offs.
Yeah, they make generic music.
All right, Cass. God,
but I mean, they brought you back more than once. You know what I mean? They brought you back. So I mean, they
definitely, especially like they spent quite a lot of money to get me physically there. That wasn't on my
dime.
Plans. So like,
they definitely had plans before everything went to shit. There's no because like you said, it's not cheap to get you there, especially.
Who knows if the world's getting back to normal? I just hope Australia gets back to normal.
I just want to be there. I just want to be out of my house.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want my life. No, it's okay. It's okay. One day I will be free. It is fine. Everything is fine.
I'll tell you what, even if you're just projecting that positivity goes a long way.
It'll manifest into something. Yeah.
Yes, we manifest things. That's what you say things. But yes, FTR, very excited. Didn't like this was the match when they came to AEW that I mean there was all the like, you know, the Bucks match, obviously everyone was like woo, but I was like, this is the match that I want to see. Like, so I'm fucking hyped, and that is me bringing the conversation back.
I will be front row for that one, and I just I had to be. I was like, oh, I got to be front row for this. I got to be front row for this match. There's no way I can't. So I opted to pay for a ticket for the first time in 6 years.
I'm Cass. I get free tickets because I'm the man.
Well, no, I mean I do. I mean I get it for work. You know what I mean? So like I'm usually just sitting, but like I mean to buy. No, I take that back because I bought Double or Nothing in Vegas. I bought tickets, even though I had a media ticket. I bought tickets for that, and I sat on the floor because there were better seats than where I was going to be sitting. So.
Bro, I think about Double or Nothing on the regular because I was at Double or Nothing, and we were in that. Do you remember how the line went like around the building and around the pool and whatever to get in?
Yes.
Right. So we're in this line. And obviously some drunk guy has seen us all lining up as that we've gone past the pool, and he's just in his not in his bikini, in his like little Speedos. Yeah. And he's just joined the line because he's just joined like the massive humans.
Yeah, no.
And I just want to know what happened when he got to the like front. He was just
they signed him.
Like he was just hanging, like he was like, did he get to security and then have to like turn around against like the giant like force of humans that were like, it was insane.
Damn, so you came in from outside.
I think about
came in from outside then, because I came in through the mall actually. So like, you know how like everything all that mall area is connected, like that whole where all the shops are. You can go from like the casino into the mall, then just like walk through that, and then it eventually takes you to the fucking like.
Yeah.
So I never was outside. I didn't even see. I didn't see the pool. Like I got in pretty quick. We literally like walked up to where the fucking door is. And I was in line for 30 minutes tops. I literally was barely in line. Like we walked straight in, it moved us through the fucking thing, and we were in the fucking building.
No,
because I was at we were at a panel. I was at a panel for Dark Side of the Ring panel that ended literally like 30 minutes before like doors opened. So like we left the panel a little early, and like hoofed it as fast as we could and got to the fucking building. We were worried that we were going to get stuck. We're not going to be able to get in time. And then we ended up like somebody just told us to go in through like the casino, go to the fucking mall, like where you go into all this shit and just.
I think that's how I ended up. That's how I got in. Like I did end up jumping, but we saw the giant line.
Yeah, I saw the line and was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And then we went through the other way, and it was nothing.
I remember.
Everybody was bitching.
There was like that little like double or nothing shop.
Yeah.
Was like,
yeah.
I went through that. Yeah.
Because everybody was going to look for the fucking merch because that was like the first time you could really start buying merch and shit. And they were like, it was out. So everybody was like, oh, we got to go see what they've got in the stores. And everybody was going through that store. But I remember that everybody was bitching about how long the line took. And I was like, we waited in like 25 minutes of even that. And it was literally like we were moving the whole time. We weren't just standing in one spot.
It was moving.
Slow moving. But it was not as bad as everybody else was because everybody was complaining when they got in. I'm like, oh, shit, which way did you guys come in? I didn't have that at all. But that was fun, man. That was the last time I was.
I want to go back
to
Vegas.
On the floor. Oh, me too. I was thinking about doing SummerSlam, but there's no way I can do it. There's no way.
Nah.
It's too much. Too much too soon. I've got too much shit going on.
Vegas
is way expensive
but
last
Vegas.
Time. Now I'm gonna watch the.
So expensive.
Yeah, because I like to fucking party and drink a lot and have fun. So I'm out all fucking night doing stupid shit, and it's like it's expensive.
But like a bottle of water was like fucking like $10 or something. I was like, what?
$10.
Excuse me, I need to be hydrated.
It fucking Daly's place for a bottle of water was $8
Really?
Yeah, a White Claw was $12. So I was gonna drink that $12 White Claw because it's kind of water, but at least there's alcohol in it, so at least I can kind of justify it.
At least it's clear like water.
Kind of water.
Yeah.
Kind of water.
It's got water. It's kind of got water in it.
I as you know, Cass, I was at the Kansas City Royals game this weekend while I've been out there, and the prices out there are the same thing. Bottle of water, $7-8, I think. And I was like, oh, but I'm gonna do it because it's like 100 degrees.
Were they?
Yeah, but you want to be hydrated.
Right. Would you say cash?
Were they doing cash were they accepting cash at the stadium anywhere? Because when I went to the Braves game, there was no fucking cash. It was cards only, and there was no vendors walking around selling shit in the crowds.
There were definitely vendors in the crowd.
Beer, hot dogs, cold beer. That guy wasn't at the fucking in the game in Atlanta. There was none of that.
Okay.
And there was no fucking when I went to get like beer and food and shit, I couldn't pay with cash. They're like, sorry, no cash. I was like,
that's weird. I mean, I was paying with card,
COVID, bro. It was COVID. They didn't want to fucking take my money. They didn't want to handle money, so it was like swipe only.
I was like, I have to pay with cash for a year easily. Everything's
electronic.
Tap. America was really far behind on the tapping. Do you guys have tapping yet?
We do now.
You guys were like 5 years behind on that. I had to remember my PIN code every time I went. I had to write it down every time I went to America because in Australia I just tap. I don't know my code at all.
Yeah.
Just tap.
And
then I'd go to America. I'd be like, fuck.
My ex-girlfriend got so mad at me because I never would. Even with it being available, I was still like, put it in there and hit the things. She's like, stop doing that. And she would just take it out and just tap it. She's so fucking mad at me. I'm like, I don't know. Does it work like that? She's like,
no, I'm the same way, and maybe it's just stuck in my ways. But and Shazza, I think I've noticed in the past year or two that all the convenience stores and stuff like that, they have those new pads where you can do that. But I always just chip it. I always just pop it in for the chip and do my.
It's like years. You're living in the past.
I'm an old Jewish mom, I tell you.
This is something that's going on here. Are you guys having a shortage of change, like coins, up in Philly, Dom?
We were back in the beginning of COVID. I haven't seen it recently though.
It's still everywhere down here. It's like, sorry, we don't have change. So it's like if you buy something, it's like use your card or you're not getting change back.
I'm pretty sure that's just a way for them to just not have to give you change.
But no. Like I've looked in because you can look at the register. You know, you can kind of see when they open it. You can see when they open it, dude. There's fucking barely any change.
That's just they haven't gone to the bank and gotten change. That's as someone that works at a job that has a cashier. That's just us being lazy and not going to the bank and getting change.
Or not going to the back to get rolls.
I think, I think like the bank is like, well, I think some of the people were saying the bank was restricting how much change you could get as a business, so they were running out. You know what I mean? Because like they don't have it to give out, because they're not getting it in themselves.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, shit. You know what I mean? Like you might want to come get all that change, but like, what's the other guy going to do? So they're kind of like, rationing. They were rationing it out. So that's why people were running out of fucking change.
Wild.
Places by me were in Philly for a while were offering incentives for paying with change. Like if you or I know there was a Taco Bell by me that was like, oh, bring in $1 in change, or it was like bring in $5 in change and we'll give you $5 in bills and a free taco or something like that. Like actually providing incentive for people to bring change in.
That's happening here, man. It's crazy. Anytime I'm like, sorry for all the change. Like, please, I would rather you give me change. He's like, I've got none. So I'm like buying fucking shit from the drive-thru and change. And they're like, thank God, I was out.
Bro.
Shazza's like, tacos for change? Yeah.
It's crazy. That's what I'm doing. But I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I threw away like bags and bags of American change when I moved house because
really?
Because every time I go to America and I pay with cash and then I get change and I don't understand you can't coins, so I just like don't need this shit and I just throw it away. I just throw it in a bag, and so I had bags and bags and bags, and I just threw it out because I was like, don't need this. Not going to America.
Yeah, unfortunately, I get it.
Oh well.
So what else we got?
But I could have helped with the change shortening.
Yeah,
right.
Shit, no shit.
That
right?
could have been enough to bring you back.
Could have got all that change you saved up. You could have fucking got you back. Yeah. So what else we got going on this week? We got a good Dynamite. We've got Dom at Raw, SmackDown, be the usual shit. What else? Is anything else exciting this week happening?
I don't know. You tell us, man. You're the one breaking.
Yeah, you're the one with the scoops. Little scoops, boy.
I mean,
Baskin Robbins with the scoops over there.
Been working on it. Like I got. This is I'm waiting for responses back for the stuff I got sent tonight.
Right.
Scoop.
I kind of want to stop recording so that he could tell us the stuff that he was teasing.
I'll tell you when I'm done, but I gotta look up into that stuff a little bit more. It's just
you
more
look
stuff
into that.
It's all those one of those mini little scoops I filled up all week that I might have already talked about a little bit. Just kind of a little bit more.
Little mini ones. The little mini ones. Just a little baby.
Tell you this, it has some stuff to do with Chicago. It's Chicago.
Ooh.
Well, I'll tell you what. Should we wrap it up so that we can?
Yes, let's. And then you can tell us the scoops.
Shazza, thank you so much for jumping back on again. As always, you are a VIP of the show, and we're always happy to have you on. Everybody follow her at Shazza_McKenzie and let her know how much you miss our podcast so that she can jump back on and give us her thoughts. And Cass, you got any final words for the people who suddenly are starving for your insight?
For all of my everybody that is just now finding me and our new eyes and new ears on us, and I appreciate everybody. It's been a wild week. All the kind words everybody's given me, all the new followers, and everybody that's appreciated, been very kind. I love you guys. Thank you. I do that. What? There's another reason to do this if there's aren't people reading our shit.
You deserve it, man.
So
you deserve it.
Technically, I'm here for you guys. So thank you to everybody. It's been a good week. It's been a very, very good week. Everybody's been really nice about everything, and it's very good. It's been very good. But thank you.
Honestly, man, you've been at this for over a decade.
Shit.
Is it over 2 decades? No, not over 2 decades.
I started doing this shit. I started doing this when I was 16.
Okay, so
it's been 22 years.
Oh, okay. So over 20 years of you doing this, you've been doing it. I
wrote under pen names. I wrote under pen names and not my real name for most of my life, though, for some fucking weird reason.
But just to wrap up, just to stroke your ego a little bit and let people know, like you've been at this for a long time, and people have been, you're a big name over the past few days, but people don't realize that this is something that you've been doing for a very long time. You've been committed to it for a long time, and you've been doing it the right way. It's not like you just got a random scoop that you heard. Like you get these scoops because people trust you and people know that you're going to do it the right way. And if it's not something that deserves to get out yet, you're going to keep it to yourself. So I'm really proud I knew what you were doing, and I knew everything that you put into it, but I'm just so proud and happy to see that you're getting the return now, and people are starting to recognize you for the work you put in. And Shazza, hopefully people will remember sooner rather than later just how much you have to offer too in America, and we can get you back here so that not to say that people have forgotten, but you know how short the attention span is for wrestling fans.
Oh, I know.
I'm a perfect example. You know what I mean? Like we got 15 seconds, then we forgot what we're talking about. But
I pray that sooner rather than later you'll be free to be able to travel again and show the world what you have to offer. But in the
Thank you.
meantime,
I
in the
hope
Once
so.
you get
meantime,
once you get over here, you tell me where you're gonna be. I will make the trip to come watch you wrestle because
Oh.
I'm that. It's been that long. I need to come see you in person again. It's been 2 years almost.
yeah. At this point, you kind of feel like a friend to both of us. Like you're
Yeah.
not just somebody that we have on. Like I feel like we're invested in your career and we want to
Yeah.
see you succeed on a friend level too. So yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
Thank
And
you.
that I'm
Of course.
like that, man. People like I consider you a friend, and like another like Chase Owens won the King of Pro Wrestling last night at that New Japan, and that's like my little
did he?
brother, dude. Yeah, he won. He got
Oh,
the
good for him. That's
Tokyo Pro
Yeah.
Wrestling trophy, and that's like my little
And
brother,
thank
man.
God he
I was so
did,
proud.
'cause
I was so
otherwise-
proud.
He said he wasn't going to leave the Tokyo Dome unless he won. So thank God he won, because
Yeah.
otherwise he was going to be trapped there for eternity.
Yeah.
That would have
So
been horrible.
Yeah, man. I love watching my friends succeed. So yeah, I
Yeah.
can't wait for you to get back over here and watch you just fucking light the fucking states on fire, man. It's long overdue at this point.
But
Thank you. I hope to.
But for all the listeners, make sure if you're not already doing so to subscribe to us on YouTube at Body Slam Net, and you can catch us
on YouTube. It's you can say it's Body Slam Net Pro Wrestling. That's what
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. We recently changed it, so it's Body Slam
I
Net Pro
assume there's a
Wrestling.
button down here somewhere.
Yeah,
so
there's
I'm gonna
it says
point
Shazza
to the-
McKenzie. I think it should be down there. I think.
Oh yeah,
No,
right
I'm
underneath.
saying no. I'm pointing to like the button where they press subscribe.
Oh yeah,
if they're
yeah.
Oh,
watching
we're
it.
not
Subscribe,
that.
yeah.
It's down.
Yeah,
Dom's supposed to learn how to do all that stuff.
No,
I've
I
been
know, but
I've
I'm
been
pointing
supposed to learn how to
down
do that for like a
the-
year.
Yeah.
No, I'm just pointing down in general. Like
Yeah, it is under there
It's
in the-
down. It's down
down
somewhere there.
So
Down,
subscribe.
like below cast.
Yeah, subscribe to us. We'll all
It's
you know,
2021.
it's
You know what you're doing. You know how to subscribe
on
to
us.
our podcast.
Subscribe to
Show
us.
us some love. We need it.
Yeah,
Hey.
and Shazza, we'll have you back anytime you want. You tell us when you want to hang out with us again, and you're free range to come back anytime.
Yay! Thank you.
Thank you. God
thank you.
bless. And we'll end it now so that we can get into all the scoops that aren't ready to be dropped yet.
Yeah, let me share some dirt that you guys can hear. So bye, guys.
Oh wait.
You gotta hit the button.